everybody to click in. I gotta go. Let me go make sure everything is good. Yes, indeed.
I'm going to get me that light tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
I look black.
Right, right.
You look whatever your tone is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting that light tonight, bro.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What's up, everybody in the chat? Come on in here. Come on here. Absolutely. We don't got Schauntte tonight, but Bud and I got it on. We got it on lock for you.
Straight out. Dre, they been listening to your show and you didn't have nobody on and you
That's
still
right.
had
That's right.
the mic
That's
locked.
right.
So
Lock they at.
hey, so I know you can handle it, but I'm gonna try to help today.
Oh, you ain't gonna try. You've been handling it way longer than I was here.
Yeah, but that's the respect we got for each other, bro.
Yeah, for real. Peace and blessings,
We we
everyone.
we see it and we ain't scared of it. We ain't threatened by it. We embrace it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I see you guys in here. Come on, get this blessing. Some of y'all never wanted to go to school. Some of y'all was skipping school. But you guys don't know you guys in school right now. But this is the kind of school that you like. This is the
Hey,
kind of
hey,
school you're meant to get to. What'd you
hey,
say,
Dre.
bud? Uh,
This is the kind of school that's active learning. This is the
yeah.
kind of school where you can take what you hear today, and if you really absorb it, you can use it tonight. Regular school, you learn whatever the hell you learn, and you don't even use it ever.
That's
You know,
right.
that's called rote, ROTE learning. We in active learning, and you don't learn shit unless you can use that shit right now.
Right
Once you
now.
get it, once you Dre, I'm telling you, man, how long did it take you to take a piece of game your dad gave you out and use it?
Anytime you give it to me, I'm going to use it.
Right then.
Right
Right
now.
then.
Oh, look, Rosebudd. RAT. Rat now.
That's what's up, man. Cause we see a lot of the guys that don't like school is because they are hands-on type dudes.
Yeah.
And you got to sit in your seat and wait to put your hands on it. In school, well, I'm bored, man. I don't want to sit here, But what we be doing and the way we handle it, they going out when they hear it. As soon as we
Man.
done, they going out and they gonna try it. And if they do what we said, it may not get them what they want, but it's gonna get them closer to what they want because they doing something. These
Man.
motherfuckers want shit to change and they don't do nothing for change, Dre.
Man. Man. Tony Davis said, "This is our Ivy League school. Please believe it is."
Tony Davis, no. Hey, Dre, I know you ain't got that motherfucker on the LA Lakers listening to us, man. Anthony Davis. You know, they gonna talk motherfucker on the Lakers, Anthony Davis.
Hey,
Shit.
hey, quiet as kept. A lot of them celebrities listen to us, Bud, on the under.
On the DL, huh?
They listen to us on the under, man. They get this game, man.
Well, they better listen to this one because we finna bust on their ass.
Well, welcome everybody in here, man. Rosebud and I, we don't have Schauntte today. We got to take care of something very important, which is family. But we got it held down for everybody. Let me see. But can you see the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good, good.
Michael Weston, I remember him from some years ago.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna give it 2 more minutes and we're gonna get it cracking, you guys. Give people an opportunity to get up in here. Well, I'm glad you recognize we taking the time out to give you guys some blessings.
Goddamn right. Hey, Drake, because we don't have to do this.
No, absolutely not.
But at the same time, we do have to do it because of the kind of men we are. we got
And
to do it.
we got to do it because the need we see out there, and our men are suffering, our young men are suffering because you guys don't know what manhood is. And in this climate, they've made, they've changed things and made things so difficult for you to understand who you're supposed to be. So we just gonna try to, through our own experiences, our successes and our failures and everything that has made us, try to share with you guys what we can to help elevate you. Rosebud, I'm gonna let you go. And if you got some things on your heart, family, that you wanna, oh, first of all, I'm gonna have Bud do it again, but I want you guys to know how to reach Bud because he has a Sidewalk University where a lot of men have gone there and have been advanced in their lives. Real stuff. They get degrees and everything from Bud. So I want Bud to let you guys know how you guys can get in contact with him and get that information. All game is knowledge. Okay. When we talk about the game, it's just knowledge. My dad said game is knowledge with a flair. So it's just knowledge. It's game. So Rosebud have some knowledge to give you, which is some game. And I want him to let you know how you guys can get up on him.
I appreciate that, Dre. There's a few years difference between, me and you as far as maybe 10 or whatever. And some of our style is different, but what remains constant is that we both are men. And I could be doing something that you want to do and look like I'm doing it quicker than you, but you don't fucking hate me for it. You just know that pushes you to do it quicker. So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is both of us, even though you excelled in the game. I remember I think you did some rapping and shit, man. You excelled in that too. See, we were destined for bigger things, man. And my thing is Sidewalk University. Sidewalk University is about the streets laced with real, regular educational knowledge. It makes Dre, part of the reason you have been successful in your transition is that you wasn't just a street brother. You
Right.
was a nigga that knew how to survive on the street, but you educated. You know how to use your mind, and you know how to use thoughts. And I had when I got up on you, I knew you before this, and I hope I'm not bringing up no bad thing, but I really got up on what you was doing when your brother passed.
Mm-hmm.
And first, I was laughing at you, Dre, because
Yeah.
I thought, man, this nigga think these motherfuckers gonna give a fuck about what he talking about. But I listened to I don't know, 2 or 3 things you was doing where you was filmed. In the eloquence, in the sense that you was making, I saw what you was doing. I don't know if you even seen it at that point, but I saw what you was doing, and in the end, you did some pretty big shit to me. As far as we know, according to people that know about us, we don't exist. Men like us don't exist. Men that have thought, men that use their mind for more than just getting money, we don't exist. That's why it's really important for us to do what we doing. You speaking for the consciousness of people, and you making sure that if it needs to be heard, Make sure your voice is out there. Not you, Dre, but that person's voice is out there. So what I'm doing as far as Sidewalk University, I know the streets teach you much more than you could ever learn in any class.
Right.
But you know, people were saying to me 5 years ago about this Trump shit. Man, he's a street fighter, dude. Street fighters win in the streets. When the fucking shit get to court, your ass better be ready for that, because that's a totally different ball game. You know, so what I'm saying is, me and you, although we were straight serious about these streets, we never lost that reality that at one point we may or may not come back. But if we come back, we can't come back talking about, hey man, fuck a bitch, blah, blah, blah. We got to come back with something sharper, something that makes us stand head and shoulders above the rest of the dudes that's claiming this shit. And what that is we have a mission. Both of us, we got missions. Sidewalk University is a place more than higher learning. It's where young men come to drop that fake persona that they have, right? That's one thing we did that you might not realize how important it was. One of the biggest problems that the dudes have today is identity. They don't identify with who they are. Their identity is in the movies, the bad boys or the rap stars or whatever. I mean, they ain't necessarily negative professions or how to go to jail trades, but just as you and I were in them streets, and if left up to those fuckers that describe street people, me and you don't exist.
Absolutely.
No one will hear about me and you, man, because we don't exist. And Drake, we aren't the only two that exist. There's hella dudes in this game that think like we think. Or as far as once they get in a position, you know, they want to be able to do more than just sin abroad. Oh, man. So to me, my thing is this. If you want to deal with the young men of today, you got to be from an environment that's real to them. And unfortunately, Dre, that's the streets.
Mm.
The streets is what's real to them. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
where me and you come in, Dre. Because a person like us, we earned our stripes. We earned our respect. And we have a message that we can deliver to people that respect that. And that's what just about every person, regardless of their race, respect. That's what people respect about blacks. You know, other races. You know, black motherfuckers are serious about blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying we better or it's who's better. I'm saying that me and you are representatives of what's real, what's really out there. You know, yeah, we was pimps, but shit, do you think that's all we think? We way more than that, man. That's just what we did. You know, man, I'm very proud to be on this show, man, with you. Because of how I respect what you've been doing.
I'm honored to
Go ahead.
have you. Look, bro, come center yourself a little bit more in the camera because you're to the left more. And I want people to get all of Rosebud right now. I want
All
them to
right,
get
man.
all of Bud. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all about to get a full double dose of Bud, baby.
Hey, Dre. Back in the game when the nigga was about this pimping, it was the two D's was a double dose of this shit. But now since I'm about something else, the two D's is digital dynamite. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. So look, man. Bud has Sidewalk University. I still want to know how to get how you guys can get involved with that. I do classes here Mondays and Fridays, remnant classes Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Right here on YouTube. So if you're interested in getting in class, go ahead and get in class. Sometimes I don't know why YouTube has people using their laptop or computer to join the class. They make things so difficult because some people can't join on their phones. Once you join, you can look on your phone, but once the beginning, you gotta use your laptop and your computer. Some of you probably have tried to join on your phones and couldn't. There is a way to do it, but I don't want to go through the complications of that. But
It's too many different phones and it's too much shit.
it's a
I agree
lot,
with you on
man.
that, man.
Yeah.
A
So just
computer,
go use your laptop or
yes,
your computer to join the
yes.
class. That's Mondays and Fridays. I give them twice a week, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is West Coast time, and that Sidewalk University is a must. It is a must. If you guys want some information based on his experiences in life, you need to get it. Some people didn't have a daddy. Somebody, even if they did have a daddy, he didn't have the information. Some of you guys are out there lost right now. It's not your fault, right? It is your fault if you don't do nothing about it, and we're presenting the means for you to be able to do something about it, right? But it's not your fault that you out there lost if you didn't have anybody to teach you. But we have experiences, life experiences, successes that we've had, and we want to impart unto you. Listen, there's nothing more important than impartation. Before I leave here, I want to make sure that I've imparted this information. You know, they had that African proverb that says, when an elder dies, a library is burnt. They said that at my dad's funeral. Well, my dad imparted to me, so he lives on forever. The information lives on forever, right? And so,
Excuse me, Drake. Excuse
go
me.
ahead.
You just like your dad, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You
Yeah,
are, man. You just like your dad, man. Everything you say is powerful. Everything you think is well thought of, and it's about something more than what you're saying.
man. So I'm just telling you guys that go ahead, man, and find you, because I don't know anybody outside of Bud and I that's presenting classes consistently where you can get in and become empowered, know who you are, utilize what we've had to fail through, have success through, right? Utilize that and allow it to elevate you in your life, right? And it'll impact every area of your life. Find out about Bud's Sidewalk University. It's necessary. Come to class on Fridays and Mondays with me. It's necessary, right? And the rest is on you, man. You know, the rest is on you. What's on your mind, Bud, today, man?
Say, check it out, man. What's on my mind today is I want to impart information that's going to get these brothers moving. Otherwise, I think as men, and it's partly because of what you brought up earlier, they didn't have the reference or the guidance that we had. You had your dad all your life. I'm talking about, and if your dad wasn't there, his partners was gonna slap you upside the head if you wasn't doing right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we had shit to keep us right. They don't have it, man. So you know, I can't really be mad at them, but we can inform them. So what I think they're doing is waiting for others or things to do shit for them. They are not like we were, man. If we wanted a bike and we didn't have no money, man, however we had to do it, hustle up a front wheel, a back wheel, a chain, a seat, and sooner or later we gonna get a frame, we gonna put it together, and we gonna make a bike. Because that's what our pops told us to do. Man, if you want a bike, make one. These fools today, if they want a bike, they ain't getting it unless mom go buy it. See, so they don't use their mind. So I want young men to know once enough of us have come to realize we are the key to change. See, that's when we'll stop depending on leaders to carry the ball. Now, all of us together are stronger than any one leader. And leaders still will be needed. That's where you would come in, Dre. If we was doing this, I mean, I would be talking whatever shit I'm talking, but when it comes to dealing with the man, I would rather you deal with him as far as how you bring it. I'm saying we still gonna need that shit. But to blast out to the entire country about inequality in any regards, we got to make sure we do that. We got to, stop saying fuck it. because in the 60s, 50s, we didn't say fuck it. We did say fuck it, but it meant we ain't going for the shit no more. And we ended up changing shit, Dre. But the, the schematics are different now. They can tell you anything. They can say something that sound right and you know it's wrong and you don't give a fuck because people believe it. We gotta be individuals. Ain't no motherfucker gonna sell you some bullshit, Dre. I don't give a fuck how sharp he is. He ain't gonna sell you no bullshit. That's because you've been around the block. You've seen it all. You know it all. And that's what I want to get people to understand. And that's where Sidewalk University is coming from. Dude, there's so much more than trying to pretend to be some kind of gangster. It's so much more to life, to being a man, than trying to pretend you don't care because you're scared. Come on, let's be real.
Say that then. Say that then.
Yeah. That's
Look
my
at man.
thing.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of what Bud said, man. What I see that's mostly impacting males today is maverick spirit, especially in black communities or black and brown communities. What I mean by maverick spirit, the maverick spirit is I don't need nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
they don't give a fuck.
Listen, this is this maverick spirit that's out there. I don't need nobody. I can do it by myself. I don't need nobody. Let me tell you, in a world where you see power structures, right? You see China, you see United States, you see the Middle East. What do you see in those power structures? You see Japan and all these countries. You see them collectively. You see them working collectively, needing each other. And based upon them working collectively, they have established their own countries and their own power structures. Now, you as a black person or a black and brown person that has an idea in your mind that you don't need anybody, then you're trying to go against the successes of each one of these countries that have power, their own banks, right? Their own power structure in every area of life because they've worked collectively. We as a people do not work collectively because we have a maverick spirit. I don't need nobody. I can do it by myself. You think that's powerful. But like Bud said, that's because you scared. You scared. You remember when Bud was talking about how when him and Tay met and how he learned stuff from Tay? It take a man. He didn't feel that he was less than because he said he learned something from Tay. You can learn something from a child right now. Why do you feel that you less than if you learn from anybody? But see, that's you guys' problem. It makes you feel less than because you learn from somebody. And that is exactly why you will never become your greatest you. It's impossible because you don't know how to
shit, Dre.
mind. This real. Go ahead, Bud.
See, let me tell you something, man. A lot of people don't know this, but one of the reasons we black people in America don't work together as other races do, part of it is because of how we came to America. Today, any race that come here has a particular place to go. They can go where their race is, Irish town, or Japan town, China town, Korea town, whatever. What I'm saying is, whenever any race of people come to this country, they can go where their people are. And when they get there, all they have to do is know the language and have the look, and they're going to be accepted. See, they get to interact with their own people for a while. And as they adjust to the new land they in, they never lose their culture. Their culture, their language, their looks, they never lose it. Even Africans, when they come here, they group in the parts of the city where they can find other Africans from Ethiopians or whatever. Now, this is a form of community that white people stripped away from American black people.
Yes, indeed.
Otherwise, the fear that they had of us makes us where one black person in this environment is fucked up. Two black people in this environment is we got to start watching out. 3 of them, we got to do something. So what I'm saying, that's how they think. They made us have to separate. They made us, if you move to Atlanta, and I know it's cool there, they made us say, I can't move to Atlanta because it'll be too many of us there and I'll fuck up for Drake.
Say that.
That's how
Say that.
us thinking, man. That's why we like we are. And the thing about that, the one good thing about that, is that we the only ones that them motherfuckers scared of.
Man.
They can't understand how they did all the shit they did to us, and we still the motherfucker.
Look, man. So this is where I want to mention the game that we were a part of. Bud and I is explaining to you how a strategic separation, when all these other countries and all these other people, even when they come to this country, they maintain a sense of community, their culture. Now, I'm going to tell you the positive. There's many a positive about certain things that we learned on the street. But let me tell you one of the positives, particularly about the pimp game, right? Because we ain't trying to teach you how to pimp, but we want to draw out of our experiences. So what they did through that separation and creating that maverick spirit, they weren't successful in when it came down to the pimp game, right? Because in the pimp game, there was such a camaraderie, and there was a spirit. There was a spirit that if you were like actual black guys today outside of the pimp game, then you would be looked down upon, because we would think that you was an emotional cat and you would do anything based on your emotions. So you couldn't be in this subculture of the pimp life, because all of us here wanted to elevate manhood above everything, right?
Yeah.
So we looked at each other as man, and we knew there were certain things that other guy there he would never do because he was in this game, right?
Exactly.
Because he had pressure not to do it. But if he did it, we put the spotlight on him and say, dude ain't cool. See, it was an environment that created manliness. Not no punk stuff like Bud always be talking about, that punk stuff. You couldn't do that in this game.
Right.
Right? So they disconnected, but what the game did for us is it reconnected, and it made me be able to look at Bud and look at Tay and look at a lot of men in the game, right? And even though they had success and all that, I wasn't like cats that were outside of the game on some punk stuff that had that jealousy and hate in my heart. It just motivated me to want to get my ass busy.
Exactly, Dre. Yeah. Hey, you see, you get the square motherfucker that has success, and automatically, since he equate his success with Peckerwood's, he better than you. See, we was I could have in 80 80 caddy, and you could have a 76 Corniche, and I ain't saying you better than me, but I know I respect that Corniche better, more than I do that fucking caddy. So why would I hate you because you got the Corniche? I would want to get me a Corniche if I thought like that. We didn't let that shit subdue us. We made it open us up to go do something else. And that's what I want. That's what I teach. What I think, and I teach this, Dre, your first thought on any situation is the rawest thought. Otherwise, your second thought is filtered through whatever you think about whatever's going on. And your third thought is doubly filtered through that shit. Your first thought is the only thought that you have that's not filtered. So that means that's the real answer. And 9 out of 10 times, when you go with your first thought on something, you win. It's when you second guess yourself. It's when you doubt it, all the bullshit come in. I'm a computer man, ones and zeros. I have eliminated as much bullshit as I can so that I can get right to the point. And Dre, I'll tell everybody, I don't care what you ask me, when you ask me, how you ask me, it ain't gonna take me a half a second to come up with the answer.
Oh man.
Because I'm not tripping. I ain't finna dream about what could be or what is. I'm gonna answer your fucking question.
Mm.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
have to be right, but that's how I think. And I've been winning. And all the guys that graduate love that about me. Not that I've been winning, that I show them how to win. It ain't got nothing to
Mm.
do with pimp. It got something to do with believing in what you think.
Right.
Hey, Drake, this is our motto. Think it, do it.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, if you trust yourself, whatever you think is going to be beneficial to you. If you don't trust yourself, you're going to be thinking what you think could have this, that, and the other involved, which it could, but that's going to keep you from doing it.
Man.
I'm doing what I think. And I ain't got no bullet wounds, no knife wounds. I ain't been in the penitentiary, and I've been doing what I think.
Man. That's beautiful, man. So look, let me tell you, I'm gonna give you guys one of the nuggets that I teach in class, right? And because a lot of times when we're dealing with life scenarios, we're dealing with the shallow area. So I try to come deep down into the interior of the person. And so I've said this many times before, but let me say it to you guys out here that's listening and those who will listen later. I always talk about primary intent and secondary intent, right? And I preference it like this. I say, look, there's two couples, right? Couple A, couple B, right? Couple A, he walks down the street with his girlfriend. He sees an old lady and she has a need. She needs to cross the street. And so the brother goes out there and he helps the old lady across the street. And when he comes back to his girlfriend, she says, oh man, you're such a beautiful person. Couple number B, same thing. He's walking down the street to see his old lady. He goes and helps the old lady across the street. And when he comes back, his girlfriend says, man, you're such a beautiful person. Now, remember, I told you things could be shallow, but then things could be in the interior of a person. This is what I talk about inside of you. I said from the outside, couple A and B, it looks the same. Both of those brothers went and helped the old lady across the street. But the problem is primary intent. The brother from couple number A, he helped the lady across the street because he wanted to get praise from his girlfriend. He did it for that reason. Couple number B, the brother did it because it was the right thing to do, and that's who he was as a person, and he didn't give a fuck about what his girlfriend thought about it or not because he didn't do it for her. See, your primary intent is extremely important. Why are you doing what you are doing? What is your primary intent for doing it? Is it just to please this broad, or is that who you are as a person? Because if it's not who you are as a person, guess what? What do you think that means? That means that you have falsity. That means that you're not a man. That means that you'll never be a man because you'll always be tied to doing something because of something else. And it'll never be because of that's who you are. You need to do it because that's who you are as a person, right? Because that's who you want to be as a person. Whether not one person in the world praises you for it, you're doing it because it's the right fucking thing to do. That's character.
Yeah. Dre, the thing you just talked about is a very important point in Sidewalk University. If you know how to, well, we do a lot about conversation. You know,
Mm-hmm.
conversation can either be a tool or a weapon. It depends on how you want to use it. When
Hold
you
up, hold
use
up, bud. Hold up. I can't let that pass. That shit right there was so heavy. I can't let that pass. Hold on. I got to put that in the chat. Conversation can either be a tool or a weapon. Y'all don't know how heavy that shit that he just said was. I'm sorry, bud, but I had to stop you, man. Conversation, put that shit on your wall, could either be a tool or a weapon. That shit's so fire. Go ahead, bud. Yeesh.
hey, see the thing about it, people don't realize that anytime they talk, they're actually using conversation. And if you don't know about conversation, you're just gonna be using words that make a sentence, but the sentence ain't gonna make no sense. So if you have intent, otherwise, you going up to talk to this bro, blah blah blah. A lot of guys be having girlfriend type situations, so they're going to talk to this bro, and they don't fucking know what to say. They end up having a little conversation, but it don't go nowhere. That's because the person didn't have any intent. He didn't say, I want her to smile. I want her to at least show me some concern about what I'm saying. No intentions. He's just floating, doing it, winging it, as they say. No, if you have intent, then your intent is gonna make your demeanor represent what you want. And as long as you know how to converse, it could be with a person you finna build a swimming pool for, or it can be with a woman. As long as you know how to converse, you're gonna be paying attention to what they saying, so that you can pick a word or two from what they say, include it in what you say, but make sure what you saying driving to your point, which means they gonna think you listening to them because you saying what they said, but they gonna eat your point up because you made the point. Now that doesn't have to work every single time, but what it does every single time is put you on top of the conversation. Period. You know where you going. You know what you doing, and as long as you know where you going and see you getting there, you on point. That's what we do, Dre. When we catch, we don't fucking know what this broad want. All we know is we look appealing to her in whatever way, and now it's up to what we say. And according to what we say and her response, it's gonna tell us everything to say next. We,
Say that again, bud.
I'm
Say
just
that
saying,
again.
we own it like that, man, because we know conversation. We know how to deal with it. We know what to listen to. We know to pick this, that, and the other out of it so that we can make our point. Dudes pick shit out of the conversation. Next thing they know, they on what this bra talking about. I teach my students, stay focused. She is not gonna say every goddamn thing you need to hear. She gonna say some shit you didn't expect. You address it and then go right back to where you was coming from. That makes you a monster. I'm telling you.
Watch this, Dove. And I mean, listen. Rosebud and I are just gonna drop. You better eat it up. Pay attention. Bring your whole mind. Like I say in class, bring your whole mind, because we're gonna challenge your mind, and your mind needs to be challenged. I used to always say, when I used to go to church way back when I was 16 years old, and the preacher be preaching, and the people would be, oh man, they'd be getting up and they'd be yelling, and they'd be so excited, right? And I thought there was something wrong with that. I know you guys think that I'm crazy about what I'm about to say right now. I thought there was something wrong with that. So I felt like, are these people listening to what the pastor is saying? Well, he was saying things that they can identify with, right? So I used to say, the pastor is preaching clothes that fit to those people. Bring your whole mind. Don't miss this. The pastor is preaching to them clothes that fit, they relate to. I said, I never want to be that when I speak. When I was in the gang, I never wanted to be that when I spoke to abroad. When I did police accountability, I never wanted to be that. Whenever I spoke at any lectures or anything, I never wanted to be in an environment that I was speaking or preaching something that people clothes that fit. Why? I wanted to speak clothes that didn't fit so that your ass will be uncomfortable and you got to grow in the clothes.
Yeah, gotta grow into it.
You
Yes.
got to grow into it, man. I don't want you to be over there just you ain't hearing nothing I'm saying, so you just yeah. I want you to I wanted to impact you. I wanted you to feel uncomfortable in it. I want to challenge you. That's what Bud and I want to do. That's what we do in our classes. We want to challenge you to grow. Clothes that don't fit so that you're growing and you can see your growth. It's easy for me to go talk about a rapper and the new mixtape and all that. You guys know that shit. Or what movie and all this entertainment stuff. You know that. Them is clothes that fit. We want to challenge you when it comes down to manhood. Bud said something a minute ago. He said, when we used to talk to a female, let me tell you something that I learned out the game. And I teach it to this day too. This is what I learned. This is what I learned. Now bring your whole mind because I'm going to turn a corner on you. The Bible says by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. Think about how heavy that is. By this broad, she is so powerful that it can break a man down to a piece of bread. God warns his greatest warriors against her, right? Now, you might not ever see no woman like that, but I've had women like that. I've taught women like that to be conquerors, to subdue men, right? But remember I said in American Pimp, when a woman is out there dealing with a man on an everyday basis and conquering men, it is but natural for her to come home and try to conquer you too. It becomes something natural when she's out there conquering. And so I've had some friends of mine that were in the lifestyle that would call me about their behavior of one of their women. And I would explain to them, listen, you're not dealing with an average woman. You're dealing with a woman that mind and experiences have broadened her perspective, right? And she's a conqueror, right? So this is what I say. And I want you to understand this. I know I'm talking about a game issue, but I'm trying to make you understand something so that your mind can grow. These are clothes that don't fit that I'm speaking to you of now, right now. So what I would explain is that when you're dealing in this lifestyle, it's not a square relationship. It's not, I want her to be loyal to me. Nothing's more important than her loyalty. And that means that I want her to be sexually loyal to me. Right? That's how the square mind operates. But you're dealing with a woman that have sex on an everyday basis. Right? So my relationship is not going to be based upon what a square's mentality of loyalty is. Right? My relationship then has to be based upon something broader and bigger. And what is that relationship? This should show you the depth of the kind of men that we are. Why, when you come to class, you're going to get something. Just how the experiences that we had and how broad we have to be. So she is a different kind of woman. So I'm dealing with a woman that have sex with a man on an everyday basis. So I'm not expecting what a square is expecting. So what am I expecting of her? I'm expecting one thing that determines her loyalty to me. It's just staying there and staying down.
Hey,
This is
returning every night.
hey man.
Hey, the only thing that we need is for her to bring that shit in right because
Hey,
we ain't tripping on no sex. Because
all
we
that
in the
shit.
we in the sex game. God damn it, we
Come
ain't
on, man.
freaks. I'm just saying you can't be tripping on no sex, and some motherfucker dick gonna be bigger than yours. So if it's
Period.
sex, then,
Period.
hey, if it's sex, the bitch going with sex.
She
It's
going with
game.
that.
We got game, man. We way
She got
past sex.
game, man.
We way past sex, man. Baby, that
Hey.
just coming home is sex to her.
Hmm.
Just coming home with your paper right. She good and wet. All you got to do is touch her.
Just
That's because of
listen,
the
man.
respect she and the adulation she have for you.
Hey, because you are not trying to trap her into an understanding of a square.
Right.
You're gonna lose her if you're trying to feel like loyalty is only what your small mind thinking loyalty is. See, you never had a woman like that, and you never could because you so minimized in your mind. You've allowed this country, you've allowed this indoctrination, you've allowed what they told you a man was in this country to rob you of really the strength of a man. You ain't
Yes.
got it. You couldn't walk 1,000 miles in Rosebud and Mine's shoes. You
A
couldn't do
thousand
it.
feet.
Listen, it requires a different type of mind and understanding. And man, her staying down. Somebody said, so when my little partners would call complaining, I said, is she staying down? Yeah. I said, well, let me tell you something, man. If the broad is staying down, you ain't got no goddamn excuse. That means that you ain't got no enough pimping for her hoeing.
Nigga
Because
ain't
what
got
you
no
saying,
conversation.
you got none. What you saying right now Like Bud says, you ain't got enough conversation to accommodate the broad. But you complaining about the broad, but the broad staying down for you. Nigga, don't call me no more about this broad. Never no more. Never no more.
Never again. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right, Jay. Hey, Dre, you got to pop it when it's time. Period.
Hey, man. Yeah.
You know, when they call you about advice, you can't do nothing but give it to them because that's you. But if they don't take it and they don't realize what you've told them, then don't fuck with me no more, man. If the bitch stand down, you really ain't got no complaints. And if you got a complaint, that's because you don't know what to say as far as responding to what she bringing to you. Hoes ain't gonna stay. Let's say they've been with you 2 days. They ain't gonna stay that way, especially after 3 months. Them bitches gonna be grown a whole bunch. You gonna have to change all that goddamn shit you told her at first. Don't even matter because it's about the future. What you're doing as a whole. You know, you wanted to become a whole at first. Now you are. Let's grow, and that's what we do. Man. That's what we do. We have a way. Actually, do you know the average relationship is based on 2 things: finances and sex. Otherwise, as long as they feel like this is, you know, whoever their partner is loyal, the sex is fine. As long as they have enough money to pay their bills, life is fine. But that never happens in a square relationship. The only relationship that happens in is ours. Because we don't worry about money, man. We don't worry about the bitch fucking somebody else. We ain't got none of them hang-ups, man. You know what I'm saying? The bitch bring us a paycheck that the average motherfucker make every week. She bring it every day.
Yes,
so how can we not be able to afford something? You know, how can I tell her not to get that pussy up knowing that's our lifestyle? So we got to look past that shit, man, or we'll be stuck on it.
So look, I just wanted to sprinkle you guys with a little something, man, as far as the game is concerned, just to let you guys know what kind of mind you're dealing with, right? Now look, just to let you know, I've been married 24 years. 25 years this year. 25 years. I've been married. A man that done had 8 holes at one time. Done pimped all over the country. Done did everything in the game and had all the success in the game. I have been married for 25 years to Dub. You see what I'm saying?
That deserves some doggone compliment, bro.
So look, what I want to say to you guys is I've made this statement before, and I'm going to make it again. Pimps make the best husbands. Oh, I done blow your mind right there. Hey, man, that might go all the way around the world.
hey, we make the best husbands because we the best men.
Hey, ain't no question about it. I used to tell Dub when we first got together, I said, let me explain something to you. I said, one thing you ain't going to never have to worry about me is out there, you know, sneaking around, having sex with some broad and all that. I said, because I was a pimp, right? And that stuff was really small to me and beneath me. And I was a pimp that was a millionaire in my lifestyle. And so I have an aversion to a broad just being with me just because she's cute or just because she has a nice body or a fat ass. I done had fine hoes with nice bodies and fat asses bringing me hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I have an aversion to a broad that just think because she's just cute, that's enough for me. It ain't never been enough for me to this day. So you ain't got to worry about that, right? And I'm telling you, I'm not telling you that just for you. Because this ain't about you. I'm telling you that because that's who I am. Remember earlier I was talking about couple A and couple B? Couple A, the guy did it just to please the broad, and couple B, the brother did it because that's who he is. So I told her, I'm not telling you this shit because I'm trying to appease you. You get the benefit because of the nigga, the kind of nigga that I am. You get the benefit by that. But it ain't because of you. It's because of who I am as a man. Is why I'm showing up like this, right? Because of how I feel about my value as a man And no broad, just because she's cute and got a nice body and all that shit, can have me. I'm a goddamn king. And no broad just think she going around telling people, "Oh yeah, I fucked Drake." No, you didn't, bitch. I don't have
Hey,
that.
hey,
Way too
Drake,
valuable.
Drake, Drake, Drake. Along with that, just to uh, copy, go on what you saying. We weren't chippies. We,
No, yeah,
words mean something. And if you in that game and you expect this woman to go out and do what she do and bring you the money, but while she's out, you running around sneaking, fucking some bitch ain't doing nothing for you. See, you ain't about it, and you gonna have a horrible life in this game. This man had principles, same principles I got. I'm not fucking you if you ain't paying me. What I'm saying, I ain't even excited because it's pussy. Shit. And I don't even masturbate. I'm just,
right.
my mind is not against pussy. Don't get me wrong. It's just that you ain't fine enough to take me off mine just to get with you. I want your respect way too much, Drake, to let that happen.
Man, look, man. I'm not trying to. So you young fellas out there, you men out there, you males out there. See, the reason why I can be married for 25 years after having been a pimp and did everything I wanted to do. What I learned most about the pimp game is that I learned that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Exactly.
That's some powerful shit. You guys missed that shit. Rosebud got it because that's what I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. Somebody said, Dre, man, you did police accountability, then you start doing music. Yeah, because I can do what the fuck I want to do. You can't.
Goddamn.
I do what I want to do. If I want to go do some music, guess what? I'm about to go do it. Whatever the fuck I want to do, I'm going to do it. That's what happens to you if you develop with this information that Rosebud and I are trying to share with you. You believe that you can do any goddamn thing you want to do. And that's the shit that's more attractive to a female out there is when
That's the
she
most
got a man.
attractive thing
The
about
most
a man
attractive thing in
is
the
that
world.
motherfucker believing in himself. Yeah, I think that they be saying, well, what do they want to see the most? They want to see you're able to be yourself.
Hmm.
You're able to be yourself. You ain't shamed. You ain't faking. You ain't pretending. Whoever you really are, what you believe, that's where you coming from.
Hmm. That's real.
We was Drake, we was the kind of dudes, even though niggas be saying, fuck a bitch, blah, 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 fuck a bitch ain't shit, bitch ain't blah, blah, blah. Man, we didn't really believe that. I mean, we knew that was the case. But as far as our bitches, man, unless the bitch do something to make me think that, I'm not gonna think that about that bitch. Shit,
Right.
that bitch she risks her everything for me every night, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna think the bitch ain't shit. So what I'm saying is, I believed in rewarding them bitches, not a
Yeah.
reward, but I'm talking about I ain't gonna be Rolls Royce and you don't even have a car. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a
Yeah.
car. You gotta have an apartment. You gotta be a Rolls Royce nigga's bitch. You
Right.
can't be no
Right.
motherfucking bitch that ain't even qualified to be with a nigga like me. You know,
Right.
we did that, Dre. We did
Yes,
that kind of
sir.
shit. Bought them cars, bought them apartments. Whatever they needed to represent what we represented.
Ain't no question. Ain't no
Yeah,
question. Let me say this to you guys, man. Like I said, bring your whole mind, man. Bring your whole mind. I'm gonna drop this into your spirit, man. So I'm really debating whether I should give this to you guys, man. I don't know. I'm debating, man. I think I'm gonna come back around, man. It might just be way too heavy, man. It just might be too heavy for you cats, man.
Dre,
I don't know.
sometimes they ain't ready.
Sometimes they ain't ready, man. I might just have to say that for
Sometimes
the
they ain't
class,
ready, man.
man.
You got to determine.
I might have to save it for the class, man, because this thing, man, I don't know. Yeah, let me think about if I want
Hey,
to drop it to you guys.
Sky here said, "Give it to us, Dre."
I know you want it, but you know, I used to have a
Give it
pastor
to us.
years ago. I used to have a pastor years ago when I was a teenager. And there's one line he used to always say, and I use it to this day. Pastor Elder Green at a revival Church of God in Christ in Seattle, Washington, on Washington Street. It used to be there. They tore it down, and the government built a school over there. Elder Green. And he used to say this: when you got what you wanted, did you want what you got? When you got what you wanted, did you want what you got? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Some of y'all be thinking you want some kind of bride or something, and then you come up with the bride, and it ain't nothing like you expected. Some of you get married, and you be like,
Mhm.
what the hell did I done got myself into? When you got what you wanted, did you want what you got? You see? I'm going to think about it, man, because I think it might be a little too heavy.
No, you weren't too heavy, man. See, sometimes people got to hear shit before they even get close to experiencing it. That way, they can remember it. It'll come to them. They'll remember you. Man, I
Mm-hmm.
remember Trey talking about this on one of his shows, man. And then they get the benefit of where we coming from. We ain't talking about today. We talking about infinite time.
Right.
Otherwise, otherwise, it's going to be like this today, next month, 2 years from now. It's going to be this way because this is really us. We really
Yeah.
believe this. We don't adjust to what's the hip thing to say. Fuck that.
Yeah. Look, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys, right? Let me go ahead and give it to you, man. I'm going to tell you why I was so goddamn powerful in this game. My secrets, one of my secrets, and I have a lot of them, but I'm going to drop some secrets to you, right? And in my class, we teach about everything. I teach about relationships. I teach about politics. I teach about the experiences of the game. I teach about manhood. I teach about womanhood. Because Dove and I both teach the class, right? So you're getting things from a woman's perspective and my perspective, right? So I don't just be on like game stuff and everything, but I encompass everything. We talk about everything, the full man, the full package. But I will tell you something that was a key to my success. And I talked to a youngster. He wasn't that young. He might have been in his 30s or something, youngster. And he was asking me a question about some issues in his household, right? He's having issues with his females in his household, right? And he was telling me how he got a new female that come in who's making a lot of money, and it made the other females feel a little insecure. His bottom brother, the brother that's been there longer, right? And I said, you did that. I said, you are creating an environment of trouble because you don't have the information. I said, but I'm going to share this with you, right? I said, in your household, I said, before that, I'm going to tell you this. I said, you guys know Payroll from American Pimp. Payroll one time called me many years ago and said, Dre, man, me and a whole bunch of pimps was talking about you. And we were saying, man, what is Dre telling these bitches, man? And then he asked me, he said, Dre, man, what was you telling them bitches, man? What was you telling them hoes? I said, Payroll, I ain't going to tell you what I was telling them, but I'm going to tell you what I wasn't telling them. I wasn't talking about no money to them. And it kind of blew his mind, right? So I go back to the youngster that I was telling him that you creating an environment of chaos. I said, the reason why you creating chaos, because every one of your broads feel like the most important thing to you is some money. Every one of them, right? So when your new broad see another you fine, cute little new broad come in there, she gonna be insecure and there's gonna be some problems. I said I was never like that. I said, you know why I wasn't like that? Because every single one of the broads that was with me understood the most important thing to Dre, to gorgeous Dre at the time, was longevity. There's nothing, bitch. You can bring me $1 million, bitch, because a new bitch can come and get lucky, and then I'm supposed to value her ass more. There's nothing more important to me than longevity. That's the reward you get. Even the Bible say the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but to the man that endures to the end. So I'm taking that and I'm telling every broad with me, bitch, it's an endurance race with me. You don't get any flowers because you bring me some kibbles and bitch. Bitch, Tricks got more money than Tricks got more tools than pimps, right? So it's an endurance race to me. And I told him, I said, you know what it makes? It makes any bitch that's been with me any long length of time not even faded by another young bitch that come in, 3 or 4 young bitches that come in, because this broad knows my nigga judges every broad by longevity. Bitch, can you endure? And so they're never insecure. They feel a sense of calm and peace in whatever position they have because the broad know that she's staying down and she knows I value that more than anything. So my household didn't have them problems of insecurity because bitches know this nigga I fuck with only judges us by longevity. Yeah, bring the nigga some money and all that. That's cool because bitch, the money go with the territory. If you listen to what I'm saying, that little money go with the territory, but bitch, I'm way bigger than the money. Because if you're telling a broad that it's the money, then a trick gonna knock you off, or another nigga that got more money than you in the game gonna knock you off. But if you let a broad know you're bigger than the money, and it's about longevity, yeah, that was
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
the.
that. Hey, maybe you might have dropped it on them too quick, but goddamn it, that was one to think about, goddamn it, because it is, longevity is a motherfucker, man. Money is whatever it is to whoever it is, but there's always more. There's always this bitch that can bring a nigga more. So if it's not about what you have shown me, I can depend on your longevity, your dealing with my moves, where I'm coming from, how I want to do it, every time I want to do it, when I wake up, blah, blah, blah. If you can deal with that, it ain't like you come in with zero, but you ain't got to come in with the most every night. God damn it,
The
bitch.
bride ain't gonna come in with no zero because she with you that long, so she know what you require. But I ain't got to keep letting this broad tell her she motivated by the game, by the information anyway, right? So I already
Yep.
know the kind of broad that I got, but I want to secure my life. I want to have enough gain to make sure that if I got 8, 9 holes, that I know how to make that an environment of peace. My dad said one thing to me. He said, son, a lot of us in my day weren't successful in having all them broads in one house. I said, that's always been my dream to have all these broads, 6 to 8 broads in one house, but I just had a mansion big enough to accommodate every bitch. But he told me, you have different apartments and shit. And that's how niggas move. And that's cool. But it was my dream to wake up with 8 holes in one fucking house and a big enough house to accommodate them. And that's what I accomplished. It was my dream. And that's what I wanted. So every nigga want what he want. But my dad told me I wasn't successful at doing that, son, because that wasn't his dream. That was mine. Right?
Yeah.
So because it was my dream, I was acclimated to what it requires to have a stable in one house like that. And that was one of the fundamentals that I pulled out to be able to make that shit smooth in that environment. That was necessary to let a bitch know bitch's longevity. So that no matter how many broads come, no broad in the household is feeling intimidated whatsoever. Handle your business, stay focused, because bitch, you know what's most important to me. And it kept my shit smooth.
Hey, as long as the motherfucker got the nuts to think something and execute what he thinking, and he a motherfucker like me or you, we gonna win, man, because we ain't thinking about losing. We don't think loser type shit. We might think some shit that gonna challenge us to do it, but that ain't no big deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
I was totally different. I didn't want no gang of bitches in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm. How my
I,
dad was. That's how my dad was.
the reason I didn't want it was because, like you say, they be tripping. But
Mm-hmm.
what I did, I would always have them living together until I thought they can live apart.
Mm-hmm.
First they would live with me for a little while, and then somebody would be cool enough for me to get them an apartment. I get them an apartment, then the bitch that's still with me would be staying at the bitch's apartment. Then I get her an apartment. And otherwise, I wanted to be by myself. I just liked that. But I always wanted these bitches to know I'm gonna pick whatever goddamn bitch I want to come over here and be with me, and it ain't no
That's right.
jealousy because it ain't about none of that goddamn shit. It's about what the fuck I want to do. Now I
Yeah.
want to call you and say, "Hey, come over," or I want to stop, pick you up off the track, come over. What I'm saying, whatever I wanted to do, is how I pimped. You know, I didn't do what people did because they was rolling. Because, you know, the tip of the point of a needle, 300 motherfuckers can stand on it. All doing different shit. Why? Because they believe in what they're doing, and there is way more than one way to skin a cat.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let me answer this dude here, Richard Witherspoon. Try that today and end up like Andrew Tate. It's an insulting comparison to compare some square white boy that just have some broads around. There's a whole bunch of little square white boys that in position that have some broads around, but they don't have this game. So for you to think that whatever's going on with Andrew Tate is comparable to the depth of this game, it's kind of insulting. But you don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? So let me just say to you, partner, Andrew Tate is a popular social media character, says some things that has some credibility to it, but there's an Achilles heel to do, right? A dangerous one. Why he's in the situation that he's in right now. There's an Achilles heel. I've talked about that in one of my classes, right? And yeah, maybe you need to go to one of the classes and you can tap into the hundreds of classes that you might have missed. But there's a big Achilles heel that Andrew Tate has that you guys can't see. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Drake,
Because
let me say this. I don't even know who Andrew Tate is. I don't be listening to that bullshit. But what
right,
I'm
right.
saying, his
White boy.
his Achilles heel is he can't go nowhere but on social media and talk that goddamn shit.
Mm-hmm.
You and me been all over this motherfucking country in every
Yeah.
kind of city that there is, and we talk that shit in live and in living color. This motherfucker
Man.
can talk that shit on social media only.
Right. I
That's
love
his
it.
Achilles heel. We real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
And I didn't like
you
that
know,
motherfucker saying that. I didn't like him saying that either, Drake. How this
yeah.
motherfucker gonna try that and you end up where you at? Where you at in jail?
He went and got out. You know, just some on some other kind of shit, but he out. Yeah, but anyway, Jake, they don't understand because for you to think that this is any comparisons, and you just been hearing us drop some things that you probably never heard in your life before. It's just you got to bring. That's why I always say bring your whole mind. I can bring Andrew Tate and educate him so much about some of the things that he's saying. See, I really want to get into it, but I don't have the time and I don't want to be distracted because I'm on here with Rosebud, and it's a disservice and a disrespect to being here with the God Rosebud to be fucking talking about some motherfucking Andrew Tate. Nigga, I'm here with Rosebud, nigga. Miss me with that shit.
Fuck that motherfucker, man. Hey, fuck that mother. He ain't got. I wish he tried to talk to us. Shit. Hey,
For
see,
real.
the good thing about us, really not us, me and you, us
Mm-hmm.
people with game. You know, I ain't don't have to see you every day. I can see you every 7 or 8 months, and
Yeah,
we'll be just as tight because we ain't stopped being cool. And
that's
we
right.
ain't stopped being cool because I know the kind of man you are. No matter how long it's been since I've seen you,
Right.
You the same man that you've always been.
I don't know how to be nothing else.
Dre, except you ain't got them goddamn waves in your
Right,
head.
right, right. I done cut
You,
him down, bro, bud.
you used to have that fly hairstyle, man.
Yeah, man. I'm the king of reinvention, man. I'm trying to reinvent all the time.
Hey, Dre, you fly now, goddamn it. But I'm talking about back then.
Yeah.
You had that good fly hairstyle.
That was Gorgeous Dre, the Gorgeous Dre era. I was not playing, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
man. Yeah, man. So at any rate, man, let me see what we on here. Maybe I'll let a couple of you guys come on here. Maybe Bud and I let somebody come on here a couple times and see what you guys talking about, man. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, man, and let you guys come on here, man. And me and Bud will bless you one time.
I'd like to hear what they got to say. We've been kicking some pretty strong shit.
I like to hear it too, Bud. Let's see who's gonna stand up to the plate and come on up in here. Y'all come on online. We ain't gonna bite you. We gonna bless you
With the real.
with the real. That's all we know how to do. You know, that's all we know how to do, man. Yeah, Bud, man, it's just such a pleasure. Hopefully, we can get Tay back on next week, man. And
Yeah, he'll be here next week, I'm sure.
yeah,
You,
get him
you,
back
you know,
on, man.
I don't be trying to speak negative about any particular area of the country. But my
Yeah,
point is, with all these years of progress that we supposed to be experiencing, you know, black people still don't have nowhere to call home except the ghettos.
mm,
And if you really fucking think about it, even when Africans come over here, they move where their fellow Africans are.
yeah.
They don't really speak to us, but I do have to admit that shit is changing. But my point is, any race that comes to this country, they have a place to go where they can be themselves until they're ready. But
Who's this? We can't hardly see you.
they
Go ahead,
stripped
Bud.
that from black people. They stripped it from black people. Go ahead, let's talk to Corey.
Corey, I can't hardly see you. Where you at?
Man, I'm in Houston, Texas, man. I'm driving right now. I'm at the light.
Okay, go ahead, baby. We got you. Earl, hold on, baby. We got you next. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, man, I just want to say I'm honored to be in the presence of you guys. I didn't even think. I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I didn't even think I was gonna get on the live or whatever. But it's my first time ever. I'm parking right now so I can focus. But this is my first time ever being on a live or anything like this with with you. But I'm here. I learned of you through Sinful's page.
Mm-hmm.
RIP to Sinful, and that great brother. And so I started following you, since. And I've been hearing you talk about your classes and everything. And I just wanted just a little bit more, I guess, just an overview of like maybe, me being interested if I were to join, your classes. Like, what are some of the fundamental things that I would gain or that I could absorb by being, a student?
Well, if you think about just the little part that I've shared tonight, and you think about me expounding upon those things in every area, right? If you think
Right.
about my contribution to the country, not only in the pimp game, I'm one of the biggest guys that ever done it. I always say I'm the biggest. Rosebud gonna say he the biggest. Everybody in the game better feel the same way. You see what I'm saying?
If they don't, they ain't really down.
You
Right
ain't really
on.
down, right? So the experiences from that, the experiences by being the only person that have ever passed and changed laws in this country. Uh, to this day, I lead the whole country in police accountability, where President Trump himself, called me because of the success. I'm the official only street czar in the nation, officially by the government, street czar. So I've done so many things. I got the receipts, and you couldn't bring anybody that's going to match the receipts of the information that have allowed me to do all those things in different areas of life. So I don't want to sell myself other than that, right? So if a person can't see it, it ain't for them. It just ain't for them. So, but I'm not out here on the chopping block trying to sell myself to anybody. If people hear what I say, they got my YouTube page, and they feel that they're interested, they're welcome. If they're not, they can still benefit from the 5-minute clips that I put out from my classes, and they'll benefit from that. So I'm not into trying to sell myself to anybody. They get it, they get it. They don't, they don't.
Hey,
No,
Corey,
yes,
you was
sir.
asking Dre what would you get, and I ain't gonna say he left this out. He might not have wanted to say this, but I think what you would get from either of us is self assurance. You got to understand what we talk about is not necessarily for you to try to emulate, but what we talk about represents how many different situations we run into based on the same thing. And me and him both, we can talk about whatever we talk about, and he can believe what he believes, and I believe what I believe, and they're different beliefs, but neither one of us think we're wrong. You know,
You guys
because I'm
hold on. We'll get to everybody.
how if it's me and Dre and all four of you guys going, and the object is to get to the end of the block, and I go straight. Somebody, one of you go left, one of you go right, one of you go backwards, but we all get to the end of the block. Who's right? We all right because we got there.
But go ahead,
Go
Corey. What was you gonna say? Corey, what was you gonna say? I think you froze
He
because I
is
wanted to.
frozen.
You had a response. Corey, come back in, family. Come back in. Now I'm gonna put you right in here. Okay. Who's next? I think Earl was next. What's up, family? Earl,
Hey,
you
what's
on?
going on, brother Dre? Yeah,
You
can you hear
family,
me?
how you feeling?
I'm pretty good. What's going on, bud? This Earl, Sidewalk
Earl, what's
University
happening?
graduate.
How you doing, brother?
Nothing but. I'm doing pretty good, man. I had to call in and represent Sidewalk. So if I called that gym, he said we weren't gonna be able to catch.
Hey man, something going on with your phone. Do you hear it,
What's
Drake?
going on with your phone? What you say again, man? Try it one more time, Earl.
I want you to put me to the test, see if a Sidewalk University graduate catch that gym you said we wasn't ready for.
You
Did you
didn't
hear me?
catch it because I already said it. You didn't catch it because it was already said.
Man, I got bad reception. Can y'all
Hey,
hear me?
check it out, Drake. Drake, check it out. Womp womp. That's the
Earl, you
wrong
got bad
answer, Earl.
reception. Call us back. Call us back. You got bad reception. Believe. What's up, family? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. So right on. I appreciate all the game you've been dropping, Dre, and also you too,
Man,
Rosebud.
blessings.
Right on,
Blessings,
believe.
man.
I appreciate y'all. I'm out here in the town right now, but I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So if you're a man that you focus on your work a lot, and you don't really have time for females, should you focus on getting the female, or should you just focus on accomplishing what you got going on?
No,
And
you
there's no
focus on
such
you first.
thing. There is no such thing as a motherfucker so busy he can't fuck with broads.
Mm-hmm.
There's just no such thing.
Okay.
I don't give a damn how busy you are, how much business you take care of every day. There is always some time to say something to a bitch, and you ain't gotta fuck with her, but you can say whatever you say, and if you get your action, then that's that. But what I'm saying is thinking about stopping what I'm doing to make time to deal with baby. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't never gonna do that. But I am never gonna be so busy that I can't fuck with no bras.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me
That's what I
just
need.
say,
Appreciate it, Rosebud.
hold on, believe. Also, man, I don't want you to feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You are the
Okay.
priority. You are the priority because let me tell you what. One thing a broad likes is when you in a relationship and when you in a relationship with the broad and the broad met you doing something. The reason why a lot of relationships be messed up because when a broad get into a relationship with a dude that ain't doing nothing, then he loses value.
Yep.
So she gets with you and you doing something. That's value. You got to always be doing something. I remember one day my dad told me, he said, one of the differences between us in this game and a square is when they have a sex with a girl, at the end of the act, they don't got nothing to say.
That's real.
Hey, man, hey. That Dre don't know nothing about that shit.
Right.
Hey, not
That's
having
real.
nothing to say, shit. Hey, that's when the motherfuckers start talking for real.
Ain't no
Right,
question.
It's
Okay,
shit.
believe, love, family.
I appreciate y'all.
You know
Okay,
that.
100.
one. Yeah. Divine, what's up, loved one?
Peace and power to y'all brothers, man. Blessing to be on.
What's happening?
Yeah, so hey, I was listening to something earlier that you said, brother Andre, where you was talking about how I believe I commented on it, but what I had picked up from what you said earlier was basically how, you know, individuals not gonna get this game until they open themselves up to receive it. You know, it's like I was going through that at one point because I'm a type of dude that like can't nobody tell me shit. Like not even my daddy can tell me shit. I got whoopings for talking back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but that's the direct thing that I see going on in young brothers. I'm 31, you know, and that's the one thing I see going on is dudes walk around like you can't tell them nothing. It's like they already know. So my thing is, how do we demonstrate, you know, as men, you know, like even in the school system, it's like, you know, they have it structured to where the school system is more feminized. So it's not designed for males to properly learn hands-on how men actually grow into their manhood. So how do we demonstrate? Because we're talking on the phone, we're having camaraderie on the phone, but in the game, it's like you in the streets, you're moving, you operating. But outside of the game, how do men properly come together to like really demonstrate? You know, it's that hands-on activity to where
Hey,
we're
Divine,
picking up.
let me ask you a question, man. What is
Mhm.
game?
Game is wisdom, knowledge, understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but wait. Say specifically what it is that you think it is.
The steps to the solution.
See, Dre, where I'm coming from is people use that word and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. So what that word does is throw everybody off into a some sort of imaginary something of what game is. But in my opinion, you're not gonna enter the game. You're not gonna do shit. Game is what you know about what you do. Of course, we say the word game when we talking, and we talking about the illegal shit we do. But I'm sure the fucking basketball players, they say, man, I got a game. They talking about because everything they do is about that basketball, and they stand within the rules, and they fucking prospering. So to me, if you use that word without saying what you're talking about, to me, you're throwing people off. Because when we talk about game, we talking about being on that blade, if that's the case, or wherever we at, getting money, doing what we preach. Not anything else. We ain't talking about buying or selling cars or selling dope or none of that. If we out there talking about hoes, we out there doing everything about hoes, everything we can to get sharper, and that's game. That's being down with what you know. But as far as using it generic, you can't. To me,
Okay. So from my question, I'm getting what you're saying is that to apply the wisdom and knowledge that you're, you know what I'm saying, putting out is basically coming back to the individual going within themselves on who they are individually,
come
their
on,
skills, their
come
talents,
on,
and how to bring it out and demonstrate it on a daily day basis through
come on, man.
discipline,
That's exactly what the
consistency.
fucking nigga talking about.
Gotcha.
You know, it's about you. It's about where you coming from based on your philosophy. Drake believed what he believed wholeheartedly enough for 30, 40 years to do it and prosper. That didn't he knew about drug dealers, he knew about robbers, he knew about all that other shit. That wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
If it's about money, any of that generate money. It's not about money. It's about what you believe. You know, and we believe what we believe, and we did it.
Right. Dre, I do got to piggyback on one thing because you personally, of all people in the country, you turned me up to another level because the way you handle the situations with the police, like me personally, I've beaten self-represented. I've beaten over 20 cases on my own. Last year, I beat a felony case, like studying constitutional law, studying contract law, standing on the law. You know, I beat these cases, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough for me to walk around and say, oh, I beat a case, I beat a case, until I see a brother kicking out like, man, I beat a whole state. You know, I put it into so now I'm looking in and I'm seeing, okay, what is it that I need to do? And I need to step up on my end because I'm in North Carolina. You know, and everybody should be doing this in each state so we can potentially come together. So whatever you did in Seattle, the laws are generic. It all the same. It all comes under the Constitution. So I'm learning from you directly. You know, it's like you said, it's not the game, but it's something that you have expertise in it and you accomplish. So I'm learning. I'm picking it up. I'm seeing it because, you know, just beating the case is not good enough. You know, not with these folks out here.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Initiative 940 is public record. All the work that was put into that is a precedent so all states could follow. You know, it's important to set the precedent. After the precedent is set, then people can go in and see the things that we've done. But if there's particular situations, then holler at me offline, Divine Rock.
Hey, Dre,
Okay?
you sponsored that?
I led it.
You led
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I led the whole work. It started with my organization.
Right.
Yeah, it started with Not This Time. So it started with my organization. And then I went to involve 23 other organizations to join with me. But it started with me and my organization.
That's good shit.
Can you state that one more time? Because I'm about to look it
Initiative
up.
940. It's all online everywhere. Initiative 940, Washington State.
Got you. Yeah.
Holler at me offline, though, for some other stuff. I love you. Holler back.
Peace and power.
Okay,
Peace.
one. Master X, where you at? You on,
Mr.
bro?
Taylor, Mr. Rosebud, I just want to thank you two gentlemen with your information. You guys have enriched my life, and I've truly been applying it. I'm a teacher myself. I'm only 20 years of age. You know, I'm in a completely different profession than you guys, but I respect the work that you've done. You guys have done like otherworldly things, and I look to accomplish things on the level of you, Mr. Taylor, of changing laws in this flawed country. They're like the school system. It's European based. It's just fuck. Like they're just getting information overload that like nobody's learning how to be a human being anymore. It's all people. It's just information overload. And you guys bring the correct information, proper information. But I'm learning from real teachers out here. Like I'm not listening to no phonies, no false prophets. Like I just want to thank you too. Like, you know, for your knowledge and things.
I appreciate that, fam. All the love in the world to you. You just keep pressing and listening, loved one. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. Be cool. What grade you? Oh, he gone now.
Yeah, Raymond.
Man. And
What's going
Rosebudd.
on?
What's up?
Good. Man, I just wanted Rosebud and Tay. I just drove trucks for Tay out here, man. I'm out here in Vegas now and do your email because I was telling you I had a problem with one of my ladies and stuff, and you told me nice about what to do about it. And I just wanted to thank you for all that, man.
Bro, anytime you call, anytime anybody call, and I got any type of help, I'm volunteering it. You know what I'm saying? As quick as I helped you, I'm helping everybody.
That's what's up.
Man. Boy, the knowledge and the information y'all to put out there, like I had to learn everything by going through it. Just I was raised by my mom and my grandma and all. I had to learn a lot. And man,
You learning it. That's all that matter, bro.
Yeah,
That is,
I
bro.
want to thank y'all, man. I'm out here in Vegas now. I drove a truck 2 months ago. But I wanted to ask you this. I wanted to ask y'all guys this here too, man. I'm out here in Vegas telling you about I've been having problems with my lady at the house and all this. Okay. So she got me out of this situation. She was moved into another place and all that. But it's like when I did all that, like you said, like the more I was, it's like she just, and then I just started up my own business. I do landscaping and construction and a press. Like I can make my own money and stuff. But and it's like as soon as she seen me doing it, like she just went going the other way on me, you know.
Hey, how has it been going? You've been living off her?
Since I come out here, I'm from Mississippi. Since I come out here.
Yeah, but wait, man. I don't want to. That's not necessary. Just answer the question. You've been living off her?
No, I've been
okay.
doing
That's
more.
Good. Listen. What I'm saying is, it's either insecurity on her behalf because you're doing something as far as that can help you without her, or I was gonna say living off her. You understand? She don't want you. She living off her keeps you under her thumb, and you can't really stretch out. Now, if you ain't living off her, I just think she's insecure about what you're doing to come up. But if you see that, you're supposed to do it harder. You're supposed to put more effort into whatever it is you're doing that she tripping on, because it's gonna help you, bro.
Okay, and it's like to help me and her. You know, she work at Amazon and all that, and I'm running my own thing with construction stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at it like that help me and her.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, it's something about Dre and me that you don't get. We are really selfish and conceited. What I'm saying is selfish to the extent that if it ain't helping us, we ain't fucking with it. Conceited to the extent that what we thinking is right, unless, of course, you or someone can prove it's wrong. Other than that, we don't have no second thoughts. And we ain't including somebody in our plan unless that's part of the plan. Don't sound like baby part of your plan.
Let me just say this real quick, because we got other people on here, Raymond. Let me say this to you, man. Everything is based on value. Everything is value based, right? Everything is a value, right? So, real quick, in a relationship in America, the woman normally feels she's more valuable than her boyfriend, right? And if you ask that girl, will she allow you to be with another woman, she'll damn near cuss you out and say hell no. But if you ask that same girl if that girl would be with her favorite movie star, her favorite singer, her favorite rapper, even though they're married, her favorite sports figure, even though they're married, 9 times out of 10, she'll say yeah. So why is it that she would be with them, but she wouldn't allow you to be with nobody else? You know why? She feels she's more valuable than you, but she feels they're more valuable than her. So listen to this. Women accept more from you when they feel you're more valuable to them. So what you need to do is continue to build value in self, and you ain't gonna have no problem out of her.
Exactly.
You gotta continue to build value in self. Okay, gotta go, family. Love you. Will, I'm glad that surgery went good, baby. How you doing? I can't hear you.
Me, brother?
Oh, now I can.
Oh, wow.
How'd your
How about
surgery
now?
go? Yeah, you're doing better. I know you about how many years
surgery
free
went
cancer?
well.
You sound messed up though. You really
I
can't.
make
It's
6
like,
years free. 6 years. I want to make sure you can hear me because I'm in the studio.
yeah, it's you got an echo over there. We can't hear you well.
Okay, I apologize. My studio is really crazy when it comes to the octave. So if you can hear me, first off, brother, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your guidance. And anybody that's on here, I want to tell you all what this man has taught me since 2014. This man taught me value. Everything breaks down to value. Very first video since American Pimp. And I've taken those words to heart. Battling cancer, dealing with my financial and almost watch this man since 2014 taking his words to heart. And I showed him my love and respect him by painting a picture of him and his father because I respect him so much. I honor this brother. This man wisdom.
Hey, Rosebud.
Yeah.
And on my
You
birthday,
remember that? Hey, you remember that picture you asked me about me and my dad?
Yeah.
That's the brother who painted it.
You kidding?
That's the brother who painted it. That picture right there.
Hey, I see it right there now. Hey, that's some dope, man. Hey, get at me on my email. I might want you to paint me and my daughter.
Yeah, get at Will. Get at Rosebud or hit me offline. I'm going to get you his email.
It's done.
Okay, Will, I got to go, man. Got a lot of people on there. I love you, man. And congratulations on the surgery and everything. Love you.
6 years cancer-free, yeah.
Yes, indeed. That's my loved one. Chill Wizzle.
Hey, can't hear him.
Chill, can say, talk.
Can you hear me back? Can you hear me, family?
Yeah,
I sure can. I can hear you. I can hear you. What's up with it?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Thanks for having me on. I just want to say, Pat, tonight, hope everybody have a beautiful, marvelous day today. Get out, enjoy time to you guys. I just wanted to ask a question. Wife, we just recently celebrated. She's 15 years older. I married an older woman when I was younger, and we have 2 beautiful children together. And just want to ask some advice. You know, I'm not the perfect man. I never claimed to be. I never was. I try to get better as a man and as a father and stuff like that. And I was just advice from you guys. I'm 14 years strong.
Don't sound like you having no problems. What you need advice on?
Well, there's no problems, but there's, you know, and I'm in the middle of a storm, but you know, the light is there.
Hey, bro, you ain't gonna be able to figure it out before it's over. So what I'm saying is live it, man. Just keep going. You doing the right thing. Whatever you doing, however you handling it, you doing the right thing. But if you try to figure out what to do, I mean, it ain't necessarily gonna work like that. You evidently have the right instincts.
You said some real powerful things, Chill Will. You said that you've been married, I think you said 14?
Yes,
and,
yes, sir.
And you have 2 beautiful children, and you're having some issues. And I think that I've been married 25 years, and you can imagine the challenges that we have faced, Dove and I, over the years, right? So I would like to say to you that whether you're rich, black, white, rich, poor, black, white, whatever you are, trouble is going to come. There's nothing you can do about it, right? But there's something you can do about how you perceive trouble, right? Well, let me say this, and you know, because you're in classes, your perception of something is what changes a thing. When I see an issue come to me and it's identifying itself to me as trouble, there's certain things that I pull from. I pull from my relationship with the Most High. And within that relationship, I say, if God is with me, who can be against me? That's important to me. Now, everybody don't get it the same, but it's important to me because that's where I drive supernatural help from, because some of these problems I be thinking are supernatural trouble. So with this supernatural trouble, I need some supernatural help. So if I believe God is with me, right, it makes me look at whatever trouble is coming differently. Because I say, if God is with me, he might have allowed this situation to come about for a test for me. Because God tests us. If I'm telling God, I need some wisdom, I need some patience, I need that, how do you think he gives it to you? He gives it to you through life. You go through life, and it's life that develops those things in you. And normally it's some hard things that you got to overcome and face. I didn't get here through successes necessarily. I got to where I got through failures. Failures that I learned from that became successes. So whatever you failed in, you don't have to leave it like that. It don't have to stay a failure. And the way it don't stay a failure is you learn something from it. Then it becomes a success. It's like I teach about a circle, right? That people are always afraid to make a decision because they're always afraid to fail. So they stay in a circle for some 20, 30 years because everything they do is based upon their fear of failure. So what I tell them is that you've deceived yourself. Well, how did I deceive myself? Because you think success, you've allowed society to determine to you what success is. And I'm going to tell you what success is. Well, what's success? Success is making the decision. Well, how is success making the decision? Because it breaks that circle your ass has been in for 20 years. You make the decision, one thing for certain, two things for sure, the circle's going to be broken. And when the circle's broken, it's going to introduce you to new opportunities. And that new opportunity is going to allow you to bubble, to rise. But if you stay stuck in that circle because you're afraid to make a decision, then you're going to be stuck there. And that's all you'll ever be is fear of making a decision because you're afraid of failure. So I'm just dropping that to you, Chill Wizzo. I'll see you in class. I'm proud of you. It's okay, man. It's okay to go through it. It's okay to feel it, man. But it's not okay to stop. It's not okay to quit. A man don't quit. A boy do. So as long as you are staying in the fight, then you're going to have some relief, but you can't quit. I never quit. One thing people know about me, God damn that Dre don't quit. God damn. The man done had kidney failure. He done been to prison. He done lost hoes, gang hoes. He done been broke. He done had money. One thing he will never quit. Let that be on my motherfucking tombstone when I transition. A man that never quit.
That's
Love
it.
you, Chill Will.
Peace and blessings,
love.
family.
All right. Peace. Yeah. Earl, what's up, man? Hold on, let me turn you up. What's
Yeah, I
happening?
just want to call in, be put to the test, see if I caught that gem you said we couldn't catch.
You still missing it. That's your
Remember
student, Rosebudd?
He said he wanted to say what it is this time. Come on.
The gym,
Yeah, see,
already
no,
said.
He said
no,
he got
I
it.
want to tell you what I got.
He said
Okay,
he
well,
got
tell me
it,
what
Dre.
you
I
got.
want you to test me to see if I caught it.
Okay, let's go.
What I caught was your women had to marry the code you was married to. And the code is what kept y'all together. Because your code was longevity. So she had to understand that's the type of man you are. So that's the type of woman she had to be with you.
I don't think that's what he said, but that's a good interpretation to me.
Yeah, it's good. But so let me just say this because I know it's a popular word today is stay on code. You know, these woke black people always talk about stay on code. It's like the new thing to say. The code. It's not a code to me, it's a principle. Something bigger than a code. It's a principle. That means something that I'm willing to die for, right? And the principle simply is that my value is one's longevity. Remember in the beginning when Rosebud and I was saying that um, what we expect from a broad is for her just to stay down up underneath whatever we got to give her. In essence, we were saying the same thing. Broad just got to stay down. Like Rosebud said, if you can deal with my motherfucking emotions, you can deal with me feeling this way one way, and you do that for any motherfucking period of time dealing with motherfuckers like us, you got to be an incredible broad, because I'm a motherfucker. Like
Incredible.
Rosebud was. If you, I'm talking about, because I'm an incredible individual, and if a broad can stand up underneath me, she gets kudos for that. Bigger than the money. The money go with the territory because she know being with me, we gonna get some money. That's what we in the game for. I ain't got to talk to her about that. But if this broad can find some longevity, I'm telling her where my values lie. And you know what that does for her? I'm gonna test you right now. What does it do for her when a bride feels that your value lies in her longevity? What does that do for the bride? What does that do to her?
They give her security. She know what she's getting, so she know why she's staying.
Okay, you're
like
saying what
you elevating her.
But there's something else I'm trying to make, because I said that, so it's easy for you to repeat that. But what else does it give
What?
her?
I didn't hear what you said that, but that's basically you giving her elevation, how to become a better person.
Is security and
like
guidelines how to accomplish what you talking about, Dre.
So watch what it do, man. What it do is it makes her mind only concerned about staying down. That's it. I got to stay down for this nigga right here. It gives her drive. It makes her driven to stay down. Right? It could be slow. The average nigga done taught his broad it's about the money. It's a slow night in Vegas, right? Nobody's making no money. The broads have been down. Another nigga's broad been down 2 o'clock in the morning. My broad been down 2 o'clock in the morning. She calls in and she tells her nigga it's dry out here and ain't nothing happening. So she checks it in, right? My broad ain't just focused on the money. I done told my broad it's about longevity, and it makes her driven. So this broad feel like there's some rocks I got to overturn. This shit ain't over with. I got to produce the impossible. This shit ain't over with. There's no way in the world I'm coming home empty. It ain't gonna happen. See, it makes her driven for something beyond money. When motherfuckers are in war, and you having a war, right? Two countries are in war. One of the militaries are in war over money. Another military is in war for their country, for their families, for their children. Who you think gonna go the bigger distance? Who you think gonna be driven to do more? The motherfucker that's attached to his family and his children and his country. And there's only certain distance that the motherfucking army is gonna go about some money that them other motherfuckers have unturned every rock. That's what I'm saying. Broads with me were turning over every motherfucking rock. It was in them to produce the impossible. Do you kind of see what I'm saying now? Yes, it was security.
Yeah, actually, I get it exactly.
They were driven to something much bigger than money, because the money went with the territory. But it was their drive, like that army that's protecting their family and their children and their country versus the army that's just in the war for some money. That's the difference. And that's how it is in these streets. That's why I was the way that I was and had what I had and did what I did.
Dre, you just described that Ukraine and Russia. You did, man.
Right.
Yeah,
you
just described it. Yes.
You right. I didn't even think about that, bud.
Yeah, but it just made sense for me to say, because they fighting for their family, their country. They ain't giving up shit. And Russia's just trying to take some land.
Right. You absolutely right. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But Earl, you was on point though, but I wanted to add to you, baby.
No, I get it now, because now that you said that, I can get what you meant when you said I'm a man that never quit. Because you're saying that's the key to winning, is to become the person that will never quit till you get what you want.
Earl, the only time you lose is when you quit. He's basically saying all I had to do was, as long as you down, you got a chance.
I gotta
The
put that
Yeah,
up.
moment
he
you,
basically
the
saying
moment you
all I
quit
had to
is
do was
over.
teach that one lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying, all I had to do was teach that one lesson, and I made all my women better than what them pimps understood.
I gotta put that up. Bam.
Hey, but can I answer the? Didn't somebody call in and ask what did you get from Sidewalk University?
What you get?
What I got now, see, you taught us that a conversation can be a tool and a weapon. What I learned was your mind got to become your tool and your weapon first. And once you learn how to make your mind your tool and a weapon, then your conversation can become a tool and a weapon. And once you get both of them working together, you become your own tool and your own weapon. So that's what you get from Cyversity. You become your own best tool and your own best weapon. And if you don't know the steps to that, you go to a person like Bud and Dre, who know this like the back of their hand, and they will teach you the steps. And after that, it's up to you to decide what you're gonna do with it.
That's dope, Dre. I
That's
mean,
dope. That's dope,
that's
Earl.
dope, Earl.
That's dope. Yeah, testify of it, man. That's awesome, man. Bud should be real proud of you. Bud should
Hey,
be real
I am.
proud of you.
In Earl, it was very serious from the beginning, man. Although, we had a little difficulty, but still. My thing is you got to tell yourself the absolute truth. And as long as you do that, you got action at grown. And that's what we all did. That's what we all do in my school. We first week is about telling the truth. And after that, we get into the learning. Like I said from the beginning, dudes, they don't identify with themselves. They identify with shit. Whatever, this actor, this rapper, blah, blah, blah. Man, there's so much going on with you that you haven't tapped into yet. That is, you got a lifetime of shit to do. So do I. So do Earl. So do anybody that realize the real power is in themselves. Accepting who you are, being able to think something and do it, because you don't think bullshit. You ain't worried about what could happen. You worried about what's gonna happen because you know what you're doing.
That's beautiful, man. Hey, Earl, keep on keeping on, man. Keep listening to Bud, baby. I'll holler at you. Thank you for coming on and sharing. Love.
Hey, I love you, Earl. That's some good shit, man.
We're gonna pick a couple more people, man. I put the link up in there. I ain't gonna keep Rosebud all night. Couple more. I'm gonna put things up in the link if you guys want to come on and drop it like as I. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm so honored that me and Bud can share this time with you guys, man. Just a double dose, man. You know what I'm saying?
For it actually is good for me too. It's not just good for them. It's good for me too, man. To share what I'm thinking and expound on it, and you get to hear different things, man.
Yeah. All right, come on, guys. If not, I'm gonna let you go, man. Come on. Come on up here. If you got a question, you want to share something. Don't be scared. Yeah, Bud, man, I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right. That is that Ukraine and Russia situation, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's something about. Here we go. Jonathan, what's up, family?
That's Jonathan Gentry.
Can you hear me?
Jonathan, what's up?
I'm good, bud. What's happening? What's going on?
All right.
Hey, Dre, how you feel this evening?
I'm well. How are you, loved one?
Doing wonderful, doing wonderful. I just wanted to share that, at SWU, as a graduate and an active alumni, I began to really explore the true definition of manhood. And I really I didn't see it my entire life until I ran into John Dixon. So to see you two here in this platform, dropping what I usually just hear from Bud or from you individually, because I do tune in to your channel as well, Dre. it's enlightening. You know, it's really enlightening. And what Bud don't know is that your call, Bud, done tuned out the council call tonight. The council watching.
Y'all had a council call tonight.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know we get down.
Yeah.
But the council watching this tonight. We in school.
Hey, I talked to Cameron this morning and I told him he should watch it.
Yeah, so I just want to thank you both, you know, and continue to be that example of honesty, transparency, and discipline. You know, once you start implementing some of these principles into your life, you know, the things around you start to change. You know, I realized through my own self-development, and looking at the people responding to me, that the more I was selfish, the more I was conceited, the more the people paid attention to me, the women in my life. They paid attention because I was busy. And I really didn't have a lot of time to be thinking about what the hell they was doing because I was busy. You know, so I'm just grateful for you gentlemen, you know, and you keep doing what you're doing and keep dropping them breadcrumbs, and I'm going to keep picking them up and walking the walk and talking the talk.
Jonathan, you know what? We grateful as people like you that can actually receive the shit.
Oh, yes, sir.
Absolutely.
You know, people hear it and it just go through one ear and out the other, man. You took your time to get it. And it's going to keep coming. You know, it ain't over.
Nah, not about
it ain't over, man. It's just going to keep growing. Dre, I make an example of getting to the top. Let's say it's 10 steps. The first step, you look up there, you can't see shit. But you take the second step, third step. When you get up to the 9th step, you can see the plateau of the 10th step. But then you realize that it's just a big plateau going back to a whole nother set of steps.
Ain't no question about it.
And you got to start all over, climbing up, all over, but from that point.
Yes, sir. I love it.
You know,
That's what's up.
You know, saying that, Bud, I just experienced that just the other day. I had made some progress and I had gotten not complacent, but I realized I had made the progress.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I felt anxious. And I was like, man, what is going on? Like, why am I feeling this feeling? Because I accomplished this thing. But what I realized is that was only one thing. It was still some more work to do.
Exactly.
You know, so I was on that plateau that you talk about where you walking up to the next set of stairs. And so I took a deep breath, you know, and I started to begin the ascend again. And I realized I was talking to my father and he called it the negation of the negation. It's a term that he used in dialectical. It's a term that's used in dialectical materialism. My father used to teach Marxism. So I had to go like kind of dig into that. But it's that the game is never over.
It isn't.
It's just never over.
Hey, it's over when they throw that last shovel of dirt on you.
Yeah.
That's the only time it's over.
Yeah, so
Thank
I
you, Jonathan.
appreciate
We love you, baby.
Hey, salute, gentlemen.
Hey,
Salute.
salute you, Jonathan. Good shit.
All right.
Love one. Okay. JJ, what's up with it, loved one?
Hey, what's going on, people? What's going on?
You. What's up?
I'm alumni myself, SW, man, class of 21. Yeah, man, but I want to say that SW, man, for everybody that's listening and tuning in to y'all, man, that's a good program, bro. I teach school myself. I teach special ed high school kids. And like I say, man, that ABPs and that they think and do it mentality, it changed the game for me. You know what I'm saying? Keep me on my toes. You know what I'm saying? I'm always prepared for whatever situation I'm going into. You know what I'm saying? I got whether it's thinking or, you know what I'm saying, conversation or being just dressed, or being prepared and going out to the store or something, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be on my toes at all times. Like I said, it changed the game that think and do it. If I see a bride I want to get in now, I might hesitate, but I'm like, nigga, you went to SW. If you don't say nothing to this bitch, you ain't graduate, man. So I go on and turn around and do what I need to go and do, man. That's part of their way to go, and I ain't gonna give all the gems and secrets to the class, but
right.
People listening, man, they need to go on and get in there, man. And Dre, I just
Hey man,
tuned
I
in with you
appreciate
not too long ago, bro. And I'm gonna be tapping
I
in a little bit
appreciate
more.
I appreciate all a lot of the alumni coming in and expressing the things that they have learned. That's big, man, because that's the
Yeah.
receipts, that's the confirmation, man. So you guys are
Yeah.
doing a good thing, man. And
Nah.
Rosebud as
And
the professor.
for Dre, man, I can't leave without giving a little something you gave me back when I was in high school when American Pimp came out. When you blessed our game with that line where you said something about how you can transmit it to her as a ghetto mentality, something you was
Right,
talking about in the interview. That
right.
took me, that made me go to school and learn some shit, man, and have more to talk about than just some street shit to a bit, man.
Hey,
So
that's
I
beautiful,
appreciate
man.
y'all knowledge and wisdom, bro. Y'all keep
Man,
on dropping this shit, man. I'm gonna step
I
back out.
appreciate JJ. Keep going, keep going strong. I know Rosebud the professor is proud of you, man. Love, boy. Keep it pressing.
Very proud.
Already,
All
man.
right. Marcus, what's up, loved one?
What's going on, brother? Shit, man.
That's
Need to
Marcus.
tap in.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on, Prof? Hey, man. Hey, Dre. I want to give you I want to give a shout out to my professor, to my OG, right quick. Let me show you how real this shit is. You need to check this out. This how real that SW shit is, man. This ain't never
Yes,
been no joke
sir.
right here. Ain't never been no joke. Took it. Show the brother how to
That's
go from
beautiful.
zero to a lot of zeros real quick, man.
Yeah,
Show the brother just how to really put his knowledge into a young lady, man, and put myself in a position to get more knowledge from me, so that I could always have something to show for. My voice is gone. I've been talking up a storm all weekend, but I got to say this, man. I seen what was going on with y'all. I'm like, man, I know a living legend. I'm kind of familiar with your work, but I've been familiar with that man work for the last 8 years, because that man brought something up out of me that was living deep within me. So I just had to show my appreciation. I've seen some other brothers tapped in on this, so I'd be a fool not to sit down and parlay
that's
and see
right.
what y'all brothers got going on. Dig?
Yeah, hey,
We love
that's
you
what's
for it,
up,
Marcus.
Marcus. You know it's cool, man. I see Juan
Looking back.
on there too, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see one. One, what's up? Testify.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How you doing?
Shout out, and especially I'm a SW graduate too. I'm doing good, man.
Juan, let me now. You know I'm gonna
And
put you on
just want
Front
to give
Street, Juan.
support. And
Hey, Juan.
also.
Hey, what kind of program was it? Was it hard to learn? Huh? Did you hear
Can you
me?
hear Juan?
Yeah, you put me on Front Street all the time. And
Yeah, well,
when I
was
first started, I was lying. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Juan,
Yeah,
how come
and I
you
was
ain't
lying,
talking?
and then you finally. Can you
go ahead?
It's a slow response, and so for you, you finally told me to be honest. And if it wasn't for you, I'd still be lying. And then Dre, when I first saw you on American Pimp, when you said you have to be a man before anything, I didn't understand that. But after going SWU for good semesters until Rosebud beat the hell out of me mentally, and I finally came to myself of being honest, now I understand what you meant and what you mean and how vital that is. And so I'm
Hey,
thankful
that's
to see
what's
you
up.
two together do
Juan,
yourself.
it don't
So
matter
I just
how
want to
long
get
it took. It don't matter how long it took. It matters that you got it. That's what matters. And you really got it. So that's all that matters.
I think that, again, let me just say, for all of you out there looking, Rosebud and I are the only ones that come out this lifestyle that have classes. And thanks, Juan. And for the alumni, a lot of them to come on just to testify of their experiences. You see, they're all different type of people, right? As there is in my class, there's all different type of people, because the information is transferable to whatever job you have, right? It's not trying to show you how to be a pimp. It is transferable to empower you wherever you are in your life right now. That's what's so powerful about this information, and you're seeing some of the alumni verify that. Powerful shit. What's going on, fam? Samier.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, what's up, Dre? What's up, bud?
Hey, what's happening?
Okay, I've been a long time listener. I've been listening to Bud for a while. Bud, I bought your course before you took it off the market.
Yeah.
But I never joined. I never joined SWU. My question is, Dre, I'm new to your channel. Like, I seen you talking and everything is good, but it seems like you get into religion. And I know being a man or probably being a pimp, I don't know anything about it, is also spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
But what I don't understand, like how you mix religion with that lifestyle, I'm trying to figure it out.
Because it's not the mixing of the religion with the lifestyle. It is utilizing all that I've learned from everywhere in life that I've learned the information to apply it to wherever I'm at. And so I don't look at quote unquote religion how America has sold to our people or to people what religion is, right? So just because America has said something is right and wrong, I don't automatically say that's right and wrong because America has taught us or socialized us or indoctrinated us of what's right and wrong, right? So what I do, I pull my own experiences out. So I don't hate what America hates. I don't love what America loves just for the fact that they say they hate it or just for the fact because they say they love it. And I don't take on the Christian identity of what they think right and wrong is. So what that does, it opens up my mind and my perspective of my life. What does that mean? I was a pimp. I was born from a prostitute and a pimp, right? So from a Christian perspective, I'm supposed, and from the country's perspective, I'm supposed to be the scum of the earth. If I would take on that information that the country says about me, my family, my mom, and my dad, I would never be anything. So I was forced outside of that information that they were selling me to find new information. And upon finding that new information, I became enlightened to use that information, not only to be what I was in the streets, but to transfer that information that I learned because I was forced to learn it into politics and everything else, in which I've had the same success. So what I do is I simply share what I was forced to find out about myself, because there's a lot of people like me in my community that were born in conditions that the country says they should never be anything. There's a lot of people that the country looks at and say, you're a drug dealer, you're a gangbanger. That's all you ever been. You're the scum of the earth. You could never be anything. And so because God brought me from where he brought me from, I can go back to them and say, the information that I have, here's the evidence that it can conquer what this system has told you and what they tried to convince you that you're nothing. Because I use this information to conquer the system. I use this information to pass police accountability, and no one has. So that's why I intermingle all the things that I learned, because all the things that I learned dug me out of whatever pit that I was in to give me success today. And that's what I give to people. It's their choice to follow it or not. But I always say, since we're talking about religion, Yahawashi, who they call Jesus, his name is Yahawashi, he says, if you don't believe me, believe the works. So that's what I put out there. I say, here are the receipts. Measure the receipts. This is what my information has been able to produce. Here are the receipts. If you don't believe me, believe the receipts. So I hope that answered you.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate it. Also, Bud, I've been listening to you for a while, and like I said, I brought your program, I brought it, and I've been following it. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys. And Bud, sometimes you're off the hook. You be dissing me in the chat. You be like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Wait. Listen, this is what I want you to do. Hit my email, askrosebud@gmail.com. Make sure you tell me who you are, and I'm gonna let you in Sidewalk University next semester free.
Word? Oh, I really appreciate that.
You got
But
the course, you got all the material, so you spent $900 on that. Come on.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. But thank you very much.
Just hit me so I know who you are. In July is when the course starts. The next
I really
semester.
appreciate it.
I'm in the middle of the semester right now. It's gonna be over in the end of June, so we can roll.
All right, I really appreciate it. All right, great, great. Thank you for answering my question. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Yes,
that
sir.
was cool, Dre.
That was. Look, bud. Look. I'm so proud to be able to say, bruh, that from where we've come from, we're able to reflect back, use it as a curriculum to empower people and change people's lives. I think at the end of the day, the fact that we're able to do that, I think it's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, I really personally do. To be able to empower people's life, to change their life, I believe is the greatest shit in the world. And I am most happy out of all the things that I've done, even changing the law and all that stuff, I'm most happy about having a curriculum to teach people more than anything that I've ever done.
We cut from the same cloth, Dre. I think that's the biggest thing I've done. No matter what I think I've done, establishing Sidewalk University is establishing a curriculum to where people follow it and have them actually excel. Dre, let me tell you something. All of them students from my school got straight A's, or they didn't graduate. You can get a certificate if you finish it and you get a B, but you can't get a diploma unless you get an A. And my thought on that is perfection. If I had a heart problem, I ain't gonna let no doctor I know got a B operate on me. Right. They got to all have got A's or something. So at least I got a chance to win, man. So all those guys got A's, man. And that last guy won. It took him 7 attempts.
Right.
But it was because he was blocking what I was saying out from some shit that happened in his past. And he came to visit me one and he lived in Sacramento. He came to visit me one day in Vegas, and we kicked it. And I saw, talking to him on the phone, you could just hear it. But I saw that fear he had, and I told him, man, fuck you. You can't even come to my class no more. And, the only way you can come to my goddamn class is if you stand up. And he knew he wasn't standing up. But something about that conversation, I'm telling you, Dre, it changed him. That motherfucker came back to class, and he was a different dude. And he did all the assignments.
Look, I had a similar situation with a client that I had, and I was teaching him maybe 6 months, right? And I'm telling him the most important thing to me is your application, because you can sit here and listen to me for another 6 months and do nothing. I said, but I tell you what, I can't teach you anymore. I don't even want your money. I can't teach you anymore, right? Because you refuse to apply the information. You refuse to apply. And I can't help you apply it.
You can't help them unless they apply it.
Hey, that's a requirement for me. You got to apply, right? I don't want you to sit here just listening. I demand for you to take this information, apply it to your life, so that you can see the same results that have happened for me, for you in every area of your life. I got Israel on here. Before we leave,
we cut from the same cloth, Drake, because that's the same thing I tell them. Because I believe that.
This is somebody that I love, a brother of mine. I'm gonna bring him on, and that's gonna be the last person. And I'm gonna introduce you to Israel. My loved one, Israel.
Dre, what's going on, man?
Always us, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rosebud, what's happening, player?
All right, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm blessed by the best. You know the rest, man. Ain't nothing else to talk about. I'm connected to the Most High, man. You understand? In a mighty, magnificent way, man. Yeah, hey, man. Yeah, it's a blessing, man, to see. You know, I missed the last one. I caught the, you know, after that was over when Schauntte was on there. But it's a
Yeah.
blessing, man, to see you brothers hooking up, man. You know what I'm saying, and sharing these jewels, you know, with the community, with the brothers, you know, giving them insight and guidance and correction, man. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know.
Lace us with something. Sprinkle us with something, Israel. I know you always got something for me, man.
But you know, man, you know the whole key is to for a person to just really just have faith in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that you need is inside of you. And the world, they want to keep us distracted with outside influences. You know what I mean? Whether it's social media, whether it's you know, concerts, rappers, but we got to go inside ourselves. You know, the kingdom of heaven is within you. And we got to transform our thinking. You know, the scripture said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we got to renew our thoughts. You follow what I'm trying to say? And we have to let go of old ways of thinking, old ways of believing, and we have to create a new paradigm for ourselves. And that paradigm has to be based on honesty, has to be based on love, has to be based on camaraderie. It has to be based on
principles and
integrity.
boundaries.
What you say, Rosebud?
Principles and boundaries got to be in there.
Yeah, principles and boundaries. You follow what I'm saying? And, you know, and we got to have that. And once we have that, you know, then we can unite ourselves together, and then we can accomplish anything that we want to. You know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that, you know, once we unify, the strength that we have can overcome any obstacles in our way. You know, but we got to get rid of the hate. We got to get rid of the jealousy. You know, we got to get rid of trying to down another brother because his shine might be a little different than our shine. He might be shining, you know, that's his shine. Everybody got their gift. My gift ain't Dre's gift. Dre's gift ain't my gift. My gift ain't Rosebud's gift. But we all complement each other, you know, and that's what we have to do, you know, because we're headed toward some critical times. If people are not watching the news, you know, there's mass shootings, the economy, we're going into a recession, and we all we got, man. We don't have anybody else. Nobody else is going to come to save us. We have to save ourselves.
That's right.
So let me say this. Because I'm glad that the last brother came on, the one that Bud said he going to get him into Sidewalk University, going to bless him getting it for free.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
I'm glad that he asked me about why do I intermingle quote unquote religion to everything, because some people are uncomfortable with that. I know Bud doesn't do that. So if that's something that, see, we're so vast, we got everything for you. If that's something that you're uncomfortable with, you need to be over here where Bud is, because we are so vast, we got everything to accommodate everybody. You ain't got to feel stuck. Oh, Dre just talking about this. No, you go over there and you get some information from the perspective that Bud is giving it to you, and you can see that people have benefited from his university. Go get it. You know what I talk about. I talk about religion. I talk about politics. I talk about relationships. I talk about a whole bunch of things. If that's not what you into, you don't want to come fuck with me, because I'm not going to change for you. You ain't that important. But I don't want you to not get the information. I'm saying to you that we are so vast that we can accommodate anything. And I assure you, you're going to get everything you need to get from Bud. You see his alumni coming on there speaking, right? Don't run from it. Go over there and get you some game and get in power. Now, you know what I'm teaching. Go ahead, Israel.
No, but what I was going to say, religion is subjective. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that, you know, when you study white supremacy, they're not concerned about religion.
Right.
They're concerned about white supremacy ruling the earth.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? So what we have to do is we have to get out of because religion is a divisive tool in and of itself. That religion was something that man created. You follow what I'm saying? Right. So what we have to get into, and what Marcus Garvey pushed, what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad pushed, what Noble Drew Ali pushed, is race first. Mm-hmm. Race first. You follow what I'm saying? We're not discriminated because of our religion. We're discriminated against because of the color of our skin.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
follow what
sir.
I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So religion and what a person believes, that's a subjective dynamic. You follow me? But we
It
have to,
is.
what Rosebud said, you have to have principles and boundaries.
Yeah.
These are universal things. This supersedes religious belief. Principles don't have nothing to do with religion. How I relate to my brother, how I relate to my community, how I relate to my children, how I relate to my wife, that doesn't have anything to do with religion.
Right.
You
Right.
follow me? That's based on your own integrity, your own principles, your own boundaries that you
See, and then,
see
let me say this.
yourself exhibiting in life.
Let me say this. Let me interject real quick. I'm not into religion. That's why I tried to explain to him, I don't subscribe to Christianity. I don't subscribe to the religion, right? I
Hmm.
have I talk out of my personal experiences, right? My personal experiences.
Yes,
This is my classes. I call it the information. That's God's word, my experiences, what I learned walking with the Most High, my own personal experiences. And people have the receipts to verify. If that's not something that you want to be talking about, if you think you're gonna come on my channel and I'm just gonna talk about pimping and how to send a hoe, that's not what I'm talking. I just want to be real, right? Now I do cover things that I've learned out the game, and I give experiences when I was in the game and how I might address the female or how I might address the situation. I cover everything because it's all me. I can't unlearn me. Those are my experiences, right?
that's
But
right.
if you are
That's right.
expecting for it to be exclusively how to send a hoe, don't join my class because
Yes,
that's
sir.
not what it's about. It's about empowering the whole person and how to be a conqueror in every area of your life. It ain't nothing that I'm just talking about. It's something that I have done. I have done, and who has, right? So that's what I'm on. I'm not pressed for friendship or conversation, right? I believe in value. If you see the value of the things that I've done and the way I told you to do that, then join the class. If you don't see the value, keep it pushing. Go somewhere else. I'm not mad at you,
That's
bruh.
right.
I'm not upset, but I don't want you to run. I'm telling you, we in this game, in this information, even between Rosebud and I, we can accommodate this whole fucking 8 billion people in this fucking world with the game and information and knowledge that we have. Don't run because you say, man, Dre talking about religion. Don't go. Go over to Sidewalk University and learn how to be a goddamn man. Don't run. But I'm talking about the Most High and the game and relationships and marriage and what I learned from the game. I'm talking about all of that shit. But don't come fuck
Dre,
with me.
you know, Dre, you know, that's what the average person don't know about a motherfucker like me or you. Every aspect of life, even though we may have never been involved in no goddamn military bullshit, but we know how a commander commands respect and a person demanding respect. They're different. That person that command respects come in a room, in that room gets standard attention if that's the case. The person that demands respect come in a room and he got to say attention. Now, the value in that is the respect level that you get from being a commander. You command respect by the information you share, by the way you make your information make sense for where you are in your life, to the extent that someone can duplicate it. Not that you want them to or they have to, but they can because it's that clear and it's that real. And if they believe like you believe, they'll understand what me and you both understand. We're it. That's just all it is to it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure people don't feel like this. Just like Rosebud said when he asked a question earlier to one of his alumni, you know, we all started at different places, but we all got to the end. So who was right? Everybody who got to the end. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
That's what it's about.
I want people to understand that that's why God made people individuals. That's why in the game there's so many different personalities, right? That's a beautiful thing. You see what I talked about camaraderie? You see how I'm telling you the most important thing is for you to get the information, whether you're getting it from Rosebud and whether you're getting it from me or whatever. You see how I'm encouraging you? Don't just run from it and think that you ain't got no place to go. I'm telling you, within what we have to offer, we can accommodate what your desires are. And if it's something that might rub you the wrong way, I'm telling you, don't run. There's still places you can go to get the information because that's what I'm most concerned about is you becoming a fucking man because we lack manhood in the black community, right? So you think
So,
you don't want to come over to my page? No, I'm so concerned about you as a black person or anybody that want to understand about manhood that I'm telling you, between Rosebud and I, we can accommodate it all. Go
so,
get
so
it.
I got a question for you and Rosebud, right? What
Mhm.
is the ultimate goal of what you all are doing? What is the larger picture, right? So, in other words, you have the universities, you have the curriculum, you're giving people information, but that's one thing, that's a primary. But what is the larger goal that is to come out of this?
The
My
larger goal
goal.
would be, go ahead.
Go
Well, I
ahead.
mean,
Go ahead. My
go,
goal. My goal. My goal is to speak to the remnant. See, that's why
mhm.
that's my goal is to speak to the remnant. What is the remnant to me? That is a demographic of our people that have been lost in this country, socialized and conditioned to believe that they are the scum of the earth, right? At the bottom, right? Those are the people that I come from because God brought me out of that. So I'm going back to my people to let them know you are none of those things. As a matter of fact, here's an example to show you that you're not. They thought I was that, but I conquered them. I submitted them. A whole state that reached so high that the president had to call me, that reached so high that the greatest magazine in the world had to come interview me, which was the New Yorker, and just don't anybody get into the New Yorker. That been all over doing this great work that started from my organization that I created. So my objective is to reach that remnant because what I speak is not for everybody. I'm sorry. That's why I don't have a problem with somebody that don't agree. I'm telling them we'll go keep it pushing because I'm only here for a selective few that can hear and understand what I am saying. I'm I'm not here for everybody. I'm not trying to gather everybody. That's not my objective is to win everybody. I'm coming through on the bus. I'm going on the train. I'm going to beep the like one time. If you don't hear, guess what? We moving on. I'm not here for everybody. Somebody else might be, but I am not here for everybody. I'm only here for that remnant that can hear. That's it. My objective is to reach the remnant.
Well, me and Sidewalk University, um, after American Pimp, man, all the questions to me was about being a pimp, being this, being that. So my thing, since I knew I was going away from the pimping, was to find something that I could do that's not a fad. And everything on Facebook was a fad. How to get a girl, what to say, blah blah blah. My my whole thing is being a real man, taking care of your fucking kids, taking care of your family, all your responsibility. You ain't got to blame shit on nobody because if you don't tell yourself the truth, then you ain't gonna be truthful. So I make sure when they come to Sidewalk University, first thing I do is make them give me a little story about themselves, and then I tear it apart and show them where they're lying. And they don't necessarily be lying, but they be telling themselves a very unrealistic version of what they think. You know, otherwise, if you driving down the street and you see this girl over here and you want to talk to her, the dudes today would say, "Oh man, I'm in a hurry. I ain't got time to talk to her." It's instead of the truth, man, I don't know what to say to her. So you tell yourself the truth, you'll learn what to say. Whereas you tell yourself that lie, you're gonna keep riding by. You ain't gonna make no changes. My thing is to be completely honest. If you completely honest with whatever the fuck you thinking, you don't have no fear. Think about this. Most dudes tell themselves bullshit about themselves. So how can they believe what they say? They already know they lying to themselves. That's why they don't think shit about lying to a bitch. Or, man, I don't tell no problem, no lie. If I catch, I'm coming up on what I'm coming up on. I ain't gonna tell her shit to make her happy. And that works for me because I'm real. And that works with Dre because he real. He don't say what I say, but he sure do what I do. He comes at it the way he do it, but he do what I do because men like us, we all do the same thing about everything, except we got different ways to do it.
And that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty,
that is
man.
The beauty of the game.
Different personalities, and so it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Yeah. But I'm gonna say again, I'm not here for everybody. Okay? I'm not here for all of you. I'm only here for the remnant. I'm just letting you know. So if you think I'm trying to go out of my way like a Christian and be on the street to trying to twist your arm to come fuck with me, that ain't gonna never happen, brother. You just ain't that important. You're gonna have to see that it's gonna have to be something in you. You know, they have a saying in the scripture says, "My sheep know my voice."
Shoot where you at?
What happened? And another they will not follow. Let me see what's going on.
I gotta go, bud. I gotta go. Listen, man.
You gotta go, bud.
Dude, my daughter is at somewhere, and there's an active shooter that killed 4 motherfuckers.
Are you shit? Go ahead and handle your business. Well, I'll see you next week. I love you. I'll call you later.
I can't do nothing with her. I mean, she's wherever she is. She said she left. She just was calling me, telling me.
She did leave. Oh, okay. Bless God for that.
But you know, but Dre, the reason I asked the question to both of you all is because, you know, even though you have people coming to the classes, right? We still functioning as individuals in society. You follow me? And the only way that we can make inroads into society is we have to have some form of unification. There has to be numbers. So in other words, you got a class, you got a group of people. How can those people become unified with each other, right? Like how people establish chapters. You have a chapter in this state. You got a chapter.
Israel. That's not how it go, man.
No, hold on, let me go. Let me. That's not how it work, man. Go here, bud. I'll go after you.
As far as they go, you got a bunch of people in the class. They're from different places, different countries.
Right.
But the moment they all are on the same page, because man shit goes over languages. It don't matter what language you speak. Motherfuckers come in, they don't even really speak good English. Don't know what to do. I ain't changing for them. Dude, what I'm going to do is give you the truth. And however I got to give it to you, I might have to break it down a little because you're from another country. But I'm going to give you the truth. And once you accept the truth, the rest of your classmates, you're going to be on the same team, even though you're from different countries, even though you have different beliefs, because you united in this manhood, trying to make sure you be the best that you could be in whatever you're trying to be. It's just going to unite you. It does. That's how come pimps is united.
That's true. That's true.
We be like, man, fuck that motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, we love that nigga. You know, he's totally different than us. Go ahead, Dre. True. I don't mean to take all your time.
No, you good. It's good. That's good. That's the fucking truth right there. And that's why I was explaining earlier how the separation that we talked about earlier, how the country has separated us. I've only found the unity within the pimp game because there's none of that divisiveness, right? There's competition to make you better, but there's not jealousy to want to destroy, right? But let me just say, from my perspective, because you know, I involve the Most High in everything that I do, right? So when people are in my class, and I have classes on YouTube, Instagram, and OnlyFans, right? My objective is to get them to know the Most High, the way, not the way Christianity has taught them, let me say it like this. When I start my classes for the new people that are entering into the class, this is what I tell them. I said Christianity has been the most harm to you than anything. And I says, I'm going to tell you why. And I said, I'm going to give you an example of the problem. I said, I have a son, right? I love my son. My son has a friend. I love my son's friend through my son. I said, but the relationship that my son and I have, my son comes to me if he have any problem, any need. And when he comes to me, he knows what his daddy gonna do. I'm gonna come see about my son. Whatever problem my son has, my son knows I'm about to come see about him. I said, now look it, what Christianity has taught you is that you are a stranger, that you're a Gentile. What I'm teaching you is that you're like my son to me. You're family. You're a descendant. I said, what does that mean? I said, here's what a breakdown is. My son has a problem. Christianity tells you, you got to have faith in God. I said, when my son comes to me, he don't have to have no fucking faith. His faith is embedded in our fucking relationship. He's beyond what he believed. He knows that his dad is about to come see about him. I said, but Christianity has taught you to be a fucking stranger. So when you come before the Most High, you come like my son's friend would come to me if he had a problem. And he's coming with trepidation because he's not sure if I'm going to do anything for him. That's why he got to have faith when he comes to me. My son don't got to have faith because faith and love is embedded in my relationship with my son. He ain't even got to think about it. It ain't a thought to him. He knows. Right? I said, so that's the fucking problem. Christianity has taught you to be a fucking stranger. And I'm going to teach you that you're a son so that your relationship with the Most High is shifted from that trepidation and that fear that my son's friend will have if he have a problem because he ain't sure if I'm going to do a motherfucking thing for him. I said, that's how you Christians are. And that's how they taught your ass. Right? So that's when I'm talking about Most High. That's not when I'm talking about politics. That's not when I'm talking about the game. But I am talking about the Most High because he's the source of all the information that I got. One more thing. I remember I had a situation one time because my dad wasn't into this shit. My dad was more like Rosebud. My dad wasn't into that, anything that had to do with anything spiritual. He wasn't into none of it until later on in his life when he observed my life and he ultimately said to me, well, son, I got to admit something's with you, right? But my dad, we had a situation one time, and I was telling my dad what I had received and what I felt the Most High was telling me about how to deal with this situation when I was in the street. My dad said, nigga, you can't tell me that God is teaching you how to pimp, nigga. You're going too far with it, Andre. Nigga, you can't tell me God is teaching you how to pimp, man. So no, he wasn't teaching me. But the point that I make, which is adverse from religion, is God didn't leave me when I was pimping. Wow, think about that, Jewel. He didn't leave me. So I want my brothers and sisters to know whether they dope dealing, gang banging, selling, whatever they doing, that God is right there too. Don't think like the Christian tell you got to be goody two shoes, be all cleaned up and shit before God takes an interest in you. I'm telling you through my own experience that God got an interest in you right now because some Christians will make you feel so under fucking mud that you the worst shit in the world because this country makes you feel like you the worst shit in the world. Fucking your color, it makes you a fucking criminal. So I got to reverse that shit because it's embedded in us and it makes us we can't even be the best that we want to be because we always have that conditioning inside of us that we so less than. So it's my job to tell them, listen, based upon my life, God was with me when I was in the pimp game, and he'll be with you if you in it. So that's what I'm into, right? Speaking right down to the gutter and letting the gutter know God is there too. Motherfucker, don't let them people
Hey,
tell
Dre,
you
you just being 100% real.
Ain't no question.
That's the fucking beauty of what we do. You know, not only do we do it, we can express it to where it's going to make hella sense, and to where whoever, if they is not completely clear, they can understand much more than they did before they heard us talk. Man, and I'm telling you, man, no one knows that Dre and I exist, as far as way more than just him and I. There's a lot of conscious people in this game, pimp game, that they're not doing what we doing. But as far as somebody saying there's no such person, they can't say it because they ain't been out there. Dre and I know a gang of them. When they did that American Pimp, man, they had these niggas with different color shoes on and pants with different legs. And then I say, man, I'm not being in that shit. And they say, well, why? They pimps? I say, man, that's the kind of pimps you know. A real pimp, you could be sitting eating dinner with him and you wouldn't even know he was a pimp.
You wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't know he was a pimp until he told you.
That's right.
That's because that's the real shit. They don't know people like that. We know people like that.
Yeah. Hey, hold on, man. Marcus, man, let me tell you what, bro. You didn't quit. You've been on this. I said I wasn't going to bring nobody on after Israel, but you've been holding on so long, so committed, that I had to bring your ass on, man.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead,
If I
Marcus.
won't go get on this one, so I wanted to compliment what the gentleman was saying and also add to it in terms of and from the religious standpoint, like me, I used to be a Christian. I used to help host Bibles at a point in my life. But I always prayed from 12 years old up until this date, all matter to your higher being's name. Show me the truth. I don't matter how good it gets, it don't show me the truth. And what he showed me, the creator that is that we are all in the God of our own realm as a part of it itself, all a part of that. So there's nothing that we need to worry about when we go outside. If we just truly confident in ourselves, which is the interesting thing about learning from Bud, because confidence in teaching, all you need is you, my nigga. All you really need is you, and to trust what you think. Go forth on that, because the truth is, and if you look in Hermetics, thought, which came before the Bible and all these other religious scriptures, it tells you that you are God, that the inner voice is the God that is within you, the truest God. Every step that you take, everything that comes out your mouth, and what you're gonna do. Don't go on the first one, because that's the purest. And every time you second guess your step, and we and to you Israel, we were talking about speaking on. Well, look, there's a thing called the law of vibrations. If you ever read the Kabbalion, you'll learn about that. So you can find online, man. Read the Kabbalion. It talks about the law of vibration. As men of color, we have to begin to see the things that are important. We have to begin to not necessarily believe all the same antidotes, but have a common sense basis of, okay, this is what we all should stand for, because it's not going to go based upon what society is telling us or throwing in front of us. In the film industry for 6 years, and really put his foot down in the film industry and tell you, don't pay attention to what you see on television. Don't pay attention to what you see on social. What you know is in your heart. Pay attention to what you know your soul's truth is. Because when you do that, other brothers will gravitate to you, because they see what they're not doing inside. I think it's going to move their spirit to push them in that direction. It don't matter what you do.
Okay, Marcus, let me say something to you, man. Hold on, wait 1 second. Let me say something to you, man. I'm very, very particular about people on the platform, not you. I'm talking about, you could see that I was on with other people before. Alazar, who's from the Sakari camp, my Israelite brother, because I am an Israelite. Shout out to all the camps out there. But one guy got on from another camp, and he was having a disagreement with Alazar. And after he finished, I told him that I rarely allow people on my platform to talk about spiritual, religious things. I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because our people, Black people, are experts at conversation. We're the best orators in the fucking world. Right? So much so that a motherfucker can come and speak well and hasn't produced a motherfucking thing. So on my platform, when I talk to my class, I often say to cut your fucking ears off from the great orator unless he produces the receipts. Because right now, our people have been used, tricked, and abused by the great orator. Look at all the preachers out there. All them motherfuckers, a lot of them got all the big money, but their parishioners, the people in the church, are poor. The church people are the most unhealthy, fat, sloppy. You understand? The worst of the worst, right? But the preacher is the one that got all the fucking money and all that shit. So wait a minute. So this is what I tell my class. The reason why I'm even talking to you about the things that I'm talking to you about is because I can point to the receipts, the evidence of my information. I challenge niggas out there in the woke community, all these niggas out there that's talking about all this conscious shit. You know what I tell them? Brother, my challenge to you, I want to ask, not you, but I tell them, what has your information done for your community? What has it done for your city, your neighborhood, and your state? Well, if your fucking philosophy have not done nothing for your community, your neighborhood, your state, and your city, what the fuck are you continually trying to sell us your fucking information for? Bring your fucking conversation to the table, and I'll bring my fucking receipts to the goddamn table. What have you done? Who you know conquered this fucking government? Who you know submitted a whole state? Who you know that I reached so fucking high that Trump himself had to come see about me? That's the fucking receipts. What nigga you know can talk about it?
I know Drake.
Talking about anything.
I know that motherfucking Drake.
Don't bring no motherfucking receipts. Motherfucker miss me.
Tell you like this, as a actor myself, fucking go out here and
Drake, calm the fuck down, Drake. You know you ain't got to do it like that, but I understand that passion.
Like that.
That's passion, bro. That's passion. I know it.
I'm gonna tell it to you like this: the problem with the religious institution.
Hey Dre, I think I'm gonna have to make a move, man. My daughter hit me again.
Bro. Marcus, we gotta go. Love you for your convo. Rosebud gotta go, and I gotta make sure I see him out properly.
Hey, Drake, you just summed it up. You just summed up my question. You know, you said that you submit the information has to the city, the state, the nation, and the community, right? So those are the marching orders for people that are in your class, Rosebud. Take the information back, develop yourself first, develop your family first, then go to your community, then the city, the state. Take that information and make transformation in the world with it. Don't just listen to it and become entertained by it. Take it and apply it and make it do something within life. All right, with that, I'm gone.
Love you, Israel. Holla back.
All right.
Bud, I can't wait till next week. I don't know how we gonna top it. I love you, man. And
Drake, it ain't no topping. It's just gonna be another subject, brother. It's gonna be a 10 just like this one. This was dope, man. This shit was dope, Drake. Serious business, man. Hey, I'm fucking with you on this, man.
Hey, man, we gonna bring it to the people. I love you, but I hope daughter's all good, man.
Yeah, I'm finna go check her out. She's tripping.
Okay, holla back. One.
All right, be cool.